Hello, everyone. Welcome to Abnormal Investigations. I think it's just about time to take this laptop and give it to the cryptids. My goodness, I've never seen anything in my life run so slow. So I hope everybody's doing good tonight. I see some familiar faces in there. Amanda, Belinda, Tim. A lot of familiar people sharing. Looks like we're filling up in there on the chat. You're scared. Jody's in here. Good to see you. Let me go ahead and we will throw Randy in here. We're going to push this show, guys. We're running a little bit late, so we're going to hurry up so we don't keep Tennessee, Kentucky up all night. We'll let them go at least by 2 a.m. No, not really.
Thank you, Tim, for that.
Hey, Tim, thank you for that donation. What's up, Randy?
Beautiful day in paradise.
I'm telling you. I was about ready to see if my laptop floats.
Well, it's cooler weather. How about you up there? Is it any cooler today?
Man, I'm loving it, dude. Just like McDonald's, I'm loving it.
I don't think I want to eat there for some reason. Don't know why.
Come on, Randy. It all tastes like pork. Don't you like a nice set of pork ribs, some baby back ribs?
I love one of my favorites I used to get from McDonald's was the McRib when they have it available, the barbecue McRib. That's just, I think, the best.
Yeah, I do too.
I think they got there. Too bad it's not around.
As long as you don't tickle it and it don't laugh, I'm fine.
Or try to crawl off your plate before you eat it, right?
Yeah.
Or if it starts crawling after you eat it, then you really worry. What the hell? My stomach, I just ate.
or if when you buy your burger, you get the insurance policy with it. What's up, Lori? All right, guys, we've got Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot on with us tonight. We're going to be talking about some of their most scariest encounters. That's what October is about this month. We got a lot of people coming on. We're going to talk about the scariest encounters. So let's go ahead and bring them on, guys, so we can get the show started. What's up, guys?
Hey!
How's it going?
Hey, there you are.
Hey,
there you guys are.
Man, I'm telling you, this thing, I swear, this computer, I don't know what it is. It's like you can hit a button on it and 5 minutes later it registers.
Yeah, that's kind of us with technology, man, you know, and we're not very fond of it, but you know how it is. You got to get you got to get everything right. You got to get the microphones right, got to get the speaker right, camera, Oh my gosh, it's got really it's high tech to do this stuff. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's frustrating. And then whenever you do get everything working, it says no microphone detected. I'm like, it's plugged in.
I've got a new laptop. I'm like you, my guy. After years of just like dragging through the mud, I bought one because I'm like, man, I hate buying new laptops because then you got to move everything and everything's, hey, where's my stuff? And so I broke down after 10 years because, you know, I had like Windows 1, you know, and, you know, I was still trying to make it work. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I don't need a browser. And, you know, now this one, man, you know, it came in. I'm like, what's a USB-C? D, E, G, you know, and I'm scared to touch this thing because it's more, and it came with Windows 10. So it was like, I don't understand. Lord. it's that going backwards in time.
That's what I'm afraid of too. I'm afraid I'm going to poke a button and it's going to say, complete deletion in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's right.
Then you got $1,000 paperweight.
Yeah. I want to tell everybody how you invited us. I was watching one of your shows the other day, and it was like, you were on doing your thing, and oh yeah, T.K.B is coming out this next week, and I'm like, oh, I looked at Tina. She's like, oh really? You got a meeting? And I'm like, let me check my emails, and I'm like, no, I don't really know anything about this. So I sent Mike an email, and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. And I'm like, oh okay.
Well, I was going to,
Mike. We love Mike so much. We're like, dude, we don't care. We'll come anytime. You just call. Just hey, Rick, come on over. We'll be there.
Well, I was going to tell y'all what was weird. I went back and looked at that. You have an exact email address out there with the number 1 after your name that was corresponding with me.
Tennessee, Kentucky, big one.
Yep.
Weird.
Yep. Yeah. You all have some parallel brothers from the other side.
Well, I got hacked a few, months ago. Someone got into my eBay account, and then I got a couple packages delivered, and they weren't delivered. And I go check, and they were delivered in some place near Nashville. So I'm like, uh-oh. And of course I had to go scramble, and they just call everybody, change insurance, change credit card numbers, and do all that stuff. And I even called the local sheriff department in Nashville. I said, hey, here's the address of the people that stole my packages. Luckily, it wasn't expensive, but it was just it's a little freaky when you right now with the computers getting hacked is it's dangerous business.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
Yeah,
I think we're outrunning our technology's outrunning our capabilities.
Oh, guys, you haven't been hacking yet. Wait till AI takes over everything. It's going to be a hacking paradise, man. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, Matt went to start his rotor tiller the other day, and it popped up and says it's out of date and it needs an update. No, I'm just kidding. Luckily,
Bluetooth didn't work to get a till. I was like, I couldn't get it to go.
The Bluetooth wasn't on your tiller.
Couldn't get
the John Deere's farmer equipment coming out with all the software on there. The farmers have a hard time working on it because of all the software. They don't release software to them, so it's hard for them to work on their own stuff. It's insane, and that's just the way everything's gone.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even have to be in the tractor now. The GPS on the tractor will drive it and cut your field and everything for you while you sit at home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, we had drones spraying the field across from us. I mean, that was freaky. These weren't little drones either. These are, they were pretty good sized ones.
Yeah.
Kind of think driving down the road, and I look out the window, and there's a drone paralleling us with the field next to us, and they were spraying the field. That's the first time I've seen that down here.
Oh, they do it here with that yellow plane, that airplane, and they'll tell you, oh, this stuff won't hurt you. It won't hurt you. Then why does my garden die every time you do it?
Right.
I figured out how to get my chat up. I can see Pam. Hey, Pam. And I think I saw Sharon. Hey, Sharon. There's people said hi.
The yellow plane you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. He's done that for decades.
Me and him got into it.
Tina's she's running the chat for us. So she's, she's not usually the person that gets in a chat. So she's in there yapping. We had an interesting day. Me and Matt was out working, and Tina called. Oh, she sent us a message, and Chicken Hawk got one of her chickens. So we got it on video though. It's kind of neat, not the Chicken Hawk part, but watching the old lady march around out in the yard with a shotgun cussing. I mean, that's cool stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's good reporting.
She goes, I was so nervous trying to put a load in that damn gun and get out there. That sorry son of a guy. I ain't gonna say it on YouTube what she said, but that son of a gun was at the damn tree. She's out there with, she's got her own she got a single gauge. It's not, what gauge is that?
I think she got the 16 gauge.
She got the 16 gauge, but it's old. It's like my dad's. It ain't got no safety.
Oh yeah.
You go.
Yeah, it's one of those. You put it in, it pow.
I've got a 16 gauge double barrel. It's got the old curl handles. I still got the paper black powder shells for it.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
I've got some. I've got some old guns that my dad left me and my grandma left me.
Mm-hmm.
I like shooting them. They kick a little harder than the new ones, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, Tina was yelling 16 on the front porch. I heard 16. And I looked at Matt. I was like, what is she doing? I thought when around here when someone yells, it's like, there's a chicken hawk, there's a black snake, there's a copperhead, let's go.
Oh
so
yeah. What you know you're okay unless she yells at you and says, "Hey, one of y'all go out there in the yard and run me a zigzag." I think my sights are a little off.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So I had something weird happen to me the other night. I don't know if y'all was watching or not, but I had a tree that was knocking with nothing there.
Wow. Leprechaun or something, right? Something weird.
I've never had that happen. And I looked plumb around it, and you could hear it plain as day, even just nothing there. I looked for holes.
Right.
I looked up in it, nothing.
Huh. We have a tree that we have that's up on the hill up here, and there's a you can look in one side of it, and on the other side there's this hole that goes down into it. And I took a head off a leprechaun doll, and I stuck it on a stick. So that's how we do that all the time. So we go check out there. There's a leprechaun. Matt gets them all tripping. He has them like look in, and then I walk around the back side of the tree and I grab my little head down there, and it freaks you out because I swear it looks real. Some dude actually had a leprechaun doll, and I was like, dude, I want that so I can put his head on a stick. But you
like see the world and everything like, oh crap, there's something there.
Yeah.
I got a story for y'all. You'll love this. Back whenever we was young, my mom, she loves Halloween. She always did. And in the little town that I lived in, everybody would decorate, you know, everybody would kind of try to outdo each other, you know. It was fun. It was all in fun. And well, Mom decided one year, my dad used to grow a garden out behind the house. So she grabs my cousin. He was probably a little more city-fied than us. And Mom goes, come here, I want to show you something. I think my backyard's haunted. And she walks him out there. And he starts screaming and took off running and tried to run through our fence. She had to actually run him down and catch him. What Mom had done, she went out in the garden and buried baby doll heads, arms, and legs and stuff coming up out of the dirt.
I come from a family of pranksters. I think it's in that Cherokee blood because my family's the worst about pranking each other. And my uncles did it. My uncles were like, I know two of my uncles were daggum old, and they went trick or treating, and they went over to one of their uncle's house with a mask, and act like an old man, and the uncle that was in the house came out with a gun on them because they almost got shot because they just acting a fool on Halloween. These are grown men, right? But I've got some. We like to prank.
Yeah, my dad made a full-size casket, and my dad was a carpenter, so I laid in the casket one year, and I dressed up in the dummy we had in the casket like 3 weeks prior. Those kids would like scream and cry all the way down the road. Of course, I'd laugh, but yeah. Happy Halloween.
Yeah. Halloween. We used to go to Halloween party at a friend's of ours. So every year we'd have to come up with some kind of thing. And so one year I put Matt in a cooler, and he had a little red horn, and he could fit in it perfect because he was a little teeny dude. And
a black gown, all you see is my face.
And so someone would show up at the party, and I said, go over and get you something to drink. There's a whole cooler full of drinks right there. Bobby, he popped them all. And they'd open that thing, and he had a mask on.
They scared me. I remember my finger. I remember a couple of them. My finger was on it, and they opened it up. They scared me. I was like, "Oh crap!" I honked the horn. They scared them. I was like, "Geez, you scared me opening it up."
And then one year, I made this. I took one of them big round. It was about 5-6 inch cardboard tube, big dude, and I made it look like a rocket. Put a tip on it and legs and a long fuse, and it was fake, but no one knew it. So I put it out in the yard, and I said, "Everybody, we're getting ready to shoot this off." So everybody come, and they started hanging around the fire, and everybody's like, "Cool." And so what I did was I lit that fuse, but on purpose, I accidentally knocked it over towards them. And of course I hauled, and everybody hit the house, hit the walls and everything else. But that was one of the best. That was one of the best practical jokes because no one was in on it. Everybody thought it was a real rocket. And then I took off running and just knocked it over. And, but yeah, like I said, don't get us into pranking because we like to prank, don't we?
We'll do some pranking.
Yeah. Oh, there was some kids one year down where we live, and there's an old bridge. Y'all's probably seen me down there before. And Halloween night, these high schoolers went down there, and they made a dummy that looked like a farmer with his hat on and everything. Right when the car was coming across the bridge, they made it look like it jumped off the bridge and hung itself. Man, they about tore the tires off their car trying to get out of there, but they ended up getting the law out there, and they had helicopters. They thought somebody done hung themselves off the bridge.
That's nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I used to my dad, he used to scare me a lot when I was a kid because we just did it back and forth. And I know one night he had these bushes, and I got down in behind there, and I got him, and that was it. From then on, he's like, "We ain't playing with this no more," because I got him so bad. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad because it scared. Well, oh Lord, I just thought of another one. One time I worked at Boeing, and that we had this guy. He's doing the parts department. He's sitting there and he's going through these boxes. He's doing his inspection. I've had this big giant rubber snake, and I had no idea this dude was scared to death of snakes. And I put it in a box that he was going to open because it was parts, and he was going to inspect them. And he opened it, and I saw him, and he got up. He couldn't breathe, and he started backing into the wall behind him, bouncing off the wall. Going, boom, boom, boom. And I was praying. I was like, breathe. Breathe. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to kill him and I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to kill this guy and I'm going to lose my job and he was bouncing. I ain't going to say what he said, but it was bad. He did finally start breathing and start cussing like a sailor. But he told me later, man, he's extremely scared of snakes. And I was like, dude, I know it because you can't even buy the rubber snakes no more. You know, the good ones.
Yeah,
you can't get
real
them.
Ones, not the little stuffed animal ones.
You know, the ones that you're put in the cabinet and your wife kicks your butt for doing that crap. That's a good one. So when you put it in the oven, you open the refrigerator.
Some really cool old rubber snakes on the thing on Amazon. They got remote controlled ones on Amazon, guys.
On Amazon, really, okay.
Remote controlled snakes.
Oh, remote control.
Hey, there's a guy that used to live down the road from me. He would set trot lines every year, and people would go steal, off his trot line. He would catch water moccasins and tie their tails to his water line or to his trot line.
Wow.
And people go check it and you get bit by a water moccasin.
Ooh. Booby trapped.
That's a good one.
He booby trapped him.
That's good.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, we had working at Boeing. There was another here that Randy reminded me of. We had a remote control car with a coon hat on top of it out in the parking lot. So, I mean, if you want to have some entertainment, take a little remote control, put a coon hat on top of it. And just someone's walking to the car, chase them. It's fun and crap chasing people with a raccoon. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm going to.
Too many kids out there. They'll be doing this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do to Amanda whenever she comes down and does a boots on the ground. I'm going to take her down there in the middle of nowhere, and I'm just going to vanish.
Yeah, just vanish.
Send her a message like 15 minutes later and say, "I saw something. Sorry, I had to leave."
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm gone.
That's not going to help you keeping somebody going with you on a regular basis if you pull crap like that. You've been complaining about not having somebody go with you. When you do get somebody to go with you, maybe pulling pranks like that may not be a good idea if you wish them to continue doing boots to the ground with you. I'm just saying,
Yeah, they may not like being bait.
Yeah,
So what
if they come on your show and go with you, they know that. Because that's the general idea. You're going out in the woods, you're going your territory, whatever it is that lives there. And you are on the news, perhaps, depending on what it is.
Well, if you're identified as a sheep, I'm not going to guarantee you're going to get out of the woods.
Right.
Exactly. And if you try to run from these things, if they really get you, they're going to get you. You're just going to die tired. I mean, these things, if a Black Hawk has a hard time keeping up with one of these things running full out, you're not going to outrun it on foot. I'm sorry. I don't care how fast you are. I don't care. And normally, if they're trying to get you, there's going to be more than one. You might be armed, but if these things are hell-bent on getting you, they're going to get you eventually. You might take a few of them with you. But I've seen these things up close. You don't want to piss them off, thinking that, hey, I've got weapons that I can handle anything. None if they come at you in a group. You're going to die.
You're going to end up being lamb chops.
You got some comments in the chat there. Belinda said, I had a fake dog poo, put it on a neighbor's kitchen floor. She wrapped it in newspaper and threw it out. That's pretty funny. And then Roman said, he says, I gave my brother a butt whooping for pranking me with a fake spider in a loaf of bread bag. Now that's pretty funny too.
That's a good one.
Some of the pranks they used to do, put soup in a paper sack and light it on fire and knock on the door. I mean, I've never done that, but I've seen people that did that. That's just,
One of my exes, it was Halloween one time, and I was on my way home from work, and I stopped by the store. They had a big bag of Tootsie Rolls. And I thought, man, I'll get some Tootsie Rolls. Them things are pretty good. I got home, and I told her, I said, look, you got some Tootsie Rolls. She started, dry heaving. And I was like, what in the hell is wrong with her? And she's like, I'll get those out of here, get those out of here. Well, later on, she told me, whenever she was little, learning how to walk, her grandpa had set her up, on his lap. It was like Halloween, and he was trying to feed her some Tootsie Rolls. And kind of find out, Grandpa couldn't see real good, and it was a puppy dropping in the floor that he had picked up and fed to her. Oh, so she couldn't eat Tootsie Rolls ever.
That's bad. Good Lord.
Come here, baby. Finish your Tootsie Roll. He's got one bite left.
Pam says she put it because her cousin was terrified of spiders, and he fell asleep. He put a spider on his leg, and she screamed, "Spider on your leg!" and he beat himself to death. I'm glad we're not the only ones to prank.
These are the special Halloween Tootsie Rolls too. They've even got candy corn in them.
Real cool.
Yeah. Get your vegetables with your candy.
The beef stew.
Want a Tootsie Roll, Randy?
We do.
I'll pass. Thank you.
or a Baby Ruth.
As long as I unwrap it, I don't mind eating a Baby Ruth. But if I see something on the ground, no, I've been eating it to find out. Sorry.
Oh my God.
We were watching.
No, Groundhog Day with Murray in it has a perfect swimming pool scene in it. When somebody does that with a Baby Ruth and everybody evacuates the pool, that's a hilarious Groundhog Day. I think that's what the name is.
That is a really good joke right there.
That's a good one.
That one is funny.
That was really good.
Ellen says her brother came to her house one year with a gorilla mask on and about gave her a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
The funniest thing,
they had a werewolf mask that looked real, and they pulled that crap on me, dude. And if everybody else, this guy comes in there with a werewolf suit on, and it looks real, and everybody else is being perfectly calm, and it's like, okay, if it was real, I wouldn't be the only one concerned here. I'm sure everybody else would have ran for their life, but everybody else being dead calm, that was a giveaway
Right.
that it was. So I caught onto it. But if it hadn't have been for everybody being calm, if they would have ran, I probably would have ran with them. That suit, that face on that damn thing looked real. I mean, it's the real costume I've ever seen. Some of the
Well, you know what's
costumes actually look better than some of the videos of some of these things that somebody are claiming to be this or that.
I'll tell you what's funny to me is whenever people come up to me and they say, "Hey, Mike, do you think that was somebody out there walking around in the woods trying to scare you without a flashlight?" I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Why not?" I said, "You come down here in my woods and you walk around with no flashlight, and bad things happen. There's open wells and snakes and scorpions and spiders and you name it, And they're like, well, maybe they're wearing a mask or something. You must not understand where I live, dude. There's more deer killed out of season than in season, and probably with a 22 in the spotlight. So if you really want to run around out there with all these, my friends are rednecks, you're out there in a Bigfoot suit or something, and they see you, you're probably going to be strapped on the hood of the trunk, driving to town.
Yeah.
A bunch of hillbillies drinking beer, bragging about, I got him first.
Shallow grave and not spoken about.
Yeah. There ain't nobody down here dressing up like that in the woods. I mean,
no. When we go out there,
in the summertime in the forest, it's hot as hell. There's no way in hell you're going to be donning a suit that looks authentic.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
there's no way a human in a suit can do some of the crap that I've seen. I mean, there's no way.
I would dare them come down here to my part of the woods and walk around with no flashlight in a suit in the dark and see how long you last. I mean, if somebody don't get you, they're going to fall down a well or,
They're going to be. I mean, if they're wearing a costume, some of those thorns on those trees, they get hung up on that. They're not going anywhere in a suit.
Have you all seen the thorns on those trees down here? Have you seen that on my videos where I showed those?
You call them horns?
Thorns on those things.
The thorns.
The thorns.
Yeah, big old thorns. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of those kind of bushes. That is some mean.
That's a mean tree. Is what that is.
Yeah, they're I believe locust trees is what they are. Yeah. Man, they got some thorns on them.
Right.
My buddy stepped on one time in a pair of rubber boots, and it went through the bottom and out the top of his foot.
Whoa. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah, we have them, but they're so sparse in between. But they're just sparse in between anywheres, but you'll find them.
Yep, yeah. They are here in Tennessee, East Tennessee.
we got them pretty thick down here. I don't know why. Our bottoms down there is just full of them.
I have a question for you. How dark is it out there with no lights on? Could you see your hand in front of your face out there in the forest at night with no light?
Right.
Yeah. Tree coverage, you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, and you got a new moon, you ain't gonna see nothing.
You ain't gonna see nothing in front of your face.
No.
Unless they're using night vision, and they're
IR light or such.
Some type of night vision, but still they can't maneuver like these things can. Humans would be running at night.
You're not going to have the depth perception. I mean, you're going to smack something out there.
Mm-hmm. You won't see a thorn in the woods, that's for sure.
No.
On it.
A big old water moccasin grab you around the neck down there out of a tree.
Yeah, let alone that. Exactly.
Lisa Ann said that she had a guy scare her on Christmas. I guess Christmas, when I was a kid, we had 3 Santa Clauses show up at our house late that night. One of them was a guy we knew. Oh, he drove the hearse. Lisa, I had a girl that lived beside me. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to get in trouble, but she was always into that kind of stuff. And she used to drive a hearse to school. That was her car that she drove, and she worked at Walmart. And she had it all decked out. It was an old hearse too. I mean, it was scary looking. And she would drive it around, and on Halloween, she'd put like faces in the windows and stuff,
Heck
yeah.
That's a trip.
I think she went to school to be a mortician.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people like that stuff. I don't understand why they do all that, but
Get you a tag, I guess. One last ride.
oh, we're gonna take you all. We're gonna take all your blood out before we put you in the ground. Right? Just put me in the ground. I don't do that to anything. Guys around here. I'm okay with the chicken now. We're gonna have to do a. I don't know at all. That's not like I think we're doing some ancient Egyptian stuff or something around here. Just staying on the side there.
We don't want the body to decompose when we put it in the casket. You know?
The hogs are eating good tonight.
That's exactly right.
Boy, that harvest moon this month is really bright. I was out last night. I could see all the way through the pastures and everything, and I noticed it was pretty non-active. It's like when that bright moon's out, they don't like to come out. They like to hide. They and I have a theory that I think that they know at that time they don't have the eyesight advantage that we do at that time because they know we can see them. So I think they like to hunt more on the waning and the waxing. And a lot of the reports I get are waning and waxing, where you have that low light, where they can use that low light,
That's when we like to go up. It's when it's a new moon or something. We like it, but you can't see your hand in front of your face. That's just us because we're like you. I don't think they're going to be as active when there's a moon. You got street light above,
Yes. Well, I guess everybody's here to hear some scary stories. So, what is some of your all's memorable scary encounters, the ones that you think that you'll probably never forget?
Okay, this is my little list. I wrote it the other day.
I got my
there we go.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of stories, and some are Bigfoot, some not. But I tell you some. I know you want. Let me tell you some strange things that's happened to us. And this one was about you when you fell over that night.
Mm-hmm.
Now this was we were out. I don't know what you call Bigfooting. Going out.
Just start.
You know how you do. You go out there and you're just wanting to find out what's going on in the woods. And we both been to bed that night, and he had got up to go pee.
Yeah.
And something happened. Now he'll take when you were peeing. I mean, this is just. I'm gonna let you explain it, but I mean, this is. We can't tell you what happened, dude. Something we might have been abducted by ETs, as far as I know that night. But what happened? What happened to your side?
See what happened while I was sleeping. Whenever I went to bed, I felt good. Just going to sleep, feeling good. The temperature of me is all good. I'm underneath the blanket. I feel good, sleeping. And then middle of the night, I had to wake up, go pee, but I was also getting very dizzy. I was like, whoa, what? Whatever. I just got up, feeling very dizzy. I figured it'd just wipe off of me. So I was like, well, I just need to go pee, and don't think I need to tell Dad. For some reason, I thought it wasn't really important, but probably should have still informed him I'm going out. But when I went out, came around to the side of the truck, I recognized, geez, I'm freaking going. Well, I was getting dizzier. I was noticing I was getting lightheaded. So I was like, well, I'll go ahead and pee as fast as I can, get this out of me. And about whenever I got done, about halfway going pee, and I was going down towards my knees. I was like, oh, Lord, this is not going to be good. I'm going down, getting very dizzy. And by the time my knee touched the ground, my elbow touched. I touched.
You had to try to zip up. You had to try to zip up.
Trying to clean up,
on the way down to the ground because he was going out.
Yeah, I finally shook it off.
He doesn't have heart problems or stuff like that. He don't have no dizzy fainting space. No. It was just. Anyway, go ahead.
Dizziness. So, yes. I was focused on trying to not pee on myself the whole time going down. So I didn't really thought about knocking at the side of the truck and be like, "Hey, Dad, I'm going down." Hey, Dad, I focused on not trying to pee on myself. Okay. So as fast as I dropped, I didn't drop. I was going down. Felt like once I hit the bottom, my eyes blinked, and that's the only reason why I think I either rested there or not. I can't tell if time went away. But I blinked my eyes, and once I opened my eyes back up, I was in the same position, pushing myself back up from the position I was in. So I was like, dang it, did I actually sat down? I was like, fuck,
Did you
lay
pass
down.
out? You knew
Passed
nothing.
out. I knew nothing.
And me inside, what happened to me inside was when he went down, or when he went out, it got really quiet. And then when I feel now I feel real bad because I was kind of knocking off, and I think I knocked off, and I don't even know how, because I was like 5 minutes. I felt like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I was like waiting for you to make a noise, and I'm like, I can't go out there because whatever's got him is going to get me. And this is my son, so I'm really starting to feel like guilty because I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Excuse my language. What am I going to do? Right? And I think your mic's muted, but yeah, I was like, what am I going to do here? And so I waited. I don't know. I knew you were out there 10, 15, 20 minutes, and we don't know what happened. He finally came in, but I think he got abducted by ETs or something, because I cocked out, dude. I don't know how long he was out. He doesn't know.
I don't know. I felt like it was just 5 minutes. I went outside, go pee, come back on in, drank some water while I was out there. You know, it was just like 5 minutes is what it felt like. But in between times, seemed like for him it was forever. And I don't even know if it was how long. You know, if it was more than 5 minutes, then it was.
We
both
got zonked or zapped, or you know what they say, or tranced out. I mean, I was in and out. And I'm thinking, I can't go out there. And I'm laying there waiting for him to come back in. And time went by, and I have no idea. I'm guessing 15 minutes. I don't even know. And then he finally heard him moving around, and he came back in.
I hope it's fast, son.
Yeah. I mean, I was in a very bad situation. I hated it. Later on, I told him, dude, I felt really bad because I conked out while you were outside.
Hope you don't suffer.
Right. I feel bad because what in the world would you do that for? I'm like, I did realize I can't go out there. Because I'm in there with the guns, and I'm inside the camper. It's one of them camper tops.
Yeah, we were in our camp. The truck. The truck. You know.
Yeah. So
the camper show that we had.
Anyway, just that one. It still spooks us because we don't know. He might have been a duck. He might have what do you call those things put in him. He might be a ET now.
Might have been probed by AI.
or the
ET AI now.
Right. But
yeah, your dad might need to do some exploratory surgery on you to make sure you don't have an implant or anything.
Yeah, might have to check for implants.
Take him down. Got any doctors that could run some tests on him to make sure he is human? And he wasn't replaced with a clone. How do you tell if somebody's been cloned and replaced? We don't.
Yeah, what is it? What are those called? Y'all have them there in Tennessee. What are they? That look like you? What are those? Doppelgangers.
Doppelgangers.
What do they look like?
Huh?
Oh, down there, and you're all in the hills in Tennessee and Kentucky. You have a doppelganger, and if you go outside late at night, they say you might just run into yourself.
Oh, I heard that term way on back in elementary school. You run yourself out there in them woods.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I forgot about that term.
Hey, these woods up there in Kentucky and Tennessee, that borderline, I'm telling you what, there is some. That's where we really like to go because of the strangeness. You know, Mike, you like abnormal investigations. That's a place to go. Me, I kind of like, I'm going for Bigfoot. Hey, look, a knock, a Bigfoot. Right. Woohoo! But up there, it gets paranormal, and I'm not into the paranormal because I don't know that. I don't understand this. A lot of that stuff. I don't understand.
Well, do you guys pick up EVPs from your recordings?
We tried. Yeah, we tried to, but EVPs. We haven't got anything.
No, not really. We don't really do much of that because
Mike's not either. But on his live shows, the audience can hear the EVPs on his live shows. He can't hear it, but we can.
Right.
And he's not looking for him either, and neither am I. But when someone's screaming, Mike, I'm going to kill you or you're going to die, and he's not responding to whatever it is that's saying it, then we know it's, he can't hear it. And I was just wondering if that.
I tried an experiment last night, guys, that I didn't tell anybody about. I done it on my own. just to see what the results would be without anybody else knowing, so I wouldn't have anybody interfere, with the results of it. And what I'd done before I went live last night is this area that I went to is really well known to pick up EVPs. And so when I went down there, I always pray before I go out anyways. I ask the Lord to protect me, to put his armor on me, and don't let him hurt me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And last night I added a little part. I said, don't allow them to talk to me or to be able to use my equipment.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
No EVPs last night.
There you go. Like you said, setting some
intentions
and spiritual stuff. I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of people that are having to make that protect themselves. You're supposed to. I'm like you. I'm not used to doing that kind of stuff, but we don't normally do anything when we go out in the woods.
Well, we get a lot of deaths down here every year. Every year, people die on this lake. Every year. We have places where people have went out in the middle of nowhere, and I've ran across them when I do boots on the ground. I will not film it because I don't want people to know where these things are at, because there is people that will destroy things that people make. There'll be like a rock pile, and somebody will have a photograph of their kid, and they make that. I guess it's probably made out of plexiglass, and you can put a photograph in it, and you can screw it down real tight, and it's waterproof.
Right.
I've seen a lot of those down there, that'll be there and have a picture of their son, and it'll say like their birthday to when they died and the location they was found on the lake.
Right.
And it happens a lot down there. And I was watching a thing, and I don't know if y'all know much about this, but the Oklahoma lakes, as far back as I can look, have always, even from the natives, have always had a lore to them. And they say, something lives in the lakes. Now, they say an octopus is supposed to live in 2 lakes down here. And they did find a small one in one of the lakes. But a lot of people don't think it's the octopus. They think something is pulling people under out there, because there was a little girl 3 years ago or so. They were out skiing. She was on a tube. She fell off the tube. The dad goes out in the boat, does a circle, to go back to get his daughter. She's wearing a life jacket, and he's going back to get her. And all of a sudden, she starts bobbing like a bobber, like going completely under and then popping back up.
Mm-hmm.
So he hurries up and gets down to her and loads her up. And they go to the boat ramp. They call the game warden, and they tell the game warden, what's going on. Well, of course, they blame it on a large catfish. But the only thing was, she had bruises on her legs that looked like 3 fingers and a thumb.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, right. Like you said, I think there's a lot of things in the water, definitely in the woods, we know, that are not identified, and definitely a lot of things in the water that are.
The water is the most unexplored places.
Yeah, right.
By man.
Because you like up there in Pennsylvania, there's a lot of waterways, and they have so many different cryptids. It's not even funny, but I do think your swamps is where there's so much food in a swamp. That's where your life force is. So you're going to have a lot of life and death, and a lot of things that can survive in those areas. You don't think swamp lands are productive, but that's the most productive land there is, as far as life and death.
And that, can you imagine the fear factor that if you're walking down there at night, you know how freaky it is at night. I don't like to be beside the water at night. I've done a lot of fishing in boats out there. It's just an eerie feeling. But can you imagine something actually pulling you off into that dark black water and pulling you under there at night?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you would be disoriented. Right. Whenever we done our survival and all that, whenever I was younger, I went and done that course, rescue and stuff like. And they're like, if you ever fall in the water at night, one of the things they teach you is to blow bubbles out your mouth and to follow the bubbles, because you may actually be swimming down when you think you're swimming up. And they tell you, you blow bubbles out your mouth, and then you can feel the bubbles, and to go up.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that would be.
Yeah.
But you all talked about aliens. I got one last thing to tell you I think is weird before I let you tell me your next one. where I'm investigating currently, there is weird lights in the sky there. They do circle that area, and they do go down below the trees in that area, and then they will shoot straight up into the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make me not want to be there long because I don't know about ETs. That's not one of our something I'm really interested in running into an ET myself. I'm not some people, you know them, talk to them, and that's cool.
It might be ETs just gathering materials and heading back out, and that's their gathering place for possibly crystals, ground, land, structure, wood, something. I don't know what they would grab out of there, but they might scan an area, and that might be a good hotspot for them to gather materials, minerals, and such that you might need.
Well, we can that kind of lead into the one that we had the experience. I'm gonna say it was we don't know. It's kind of like an ET that happened to us, and this was in that Kentucky area. And I'm just going to talk about what happened. Was that I'm going to give you the whole story. I'm just going to talk about this one thing that we had that went by. Now, I already had a heart attack from some other events that same night, but when it was quiet, this thing went by and it was making a beep, 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 cricket beeping sound. It was digital cricket. And so, and
some shit.
Yeah, and we know it floated by because you could, where we went and investigate the next day, there you could see there's nothing to walk through here. It was all shrubs and bushes and stuff. But that don't fit in the Bigfoot stuff at all. But I mean, it was a crickety. I'm trying, crickety digital. Was it like
Modem.
4 beeps? Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah,
beep,
4 beeps,
beep, beep,
4
beep,
times. It was
beep,
weird.
beep,
It's
beep,
the same at that same place was 4 steps, 4 times from it coming down the ridge. That's the same time period.
And you're like us. You don't really want to tell people half of the stuff because then everybody like, man, these people are off their rockers. What the man? These people fell off their rockers. Yeah, because I mean that's nutty, and it makes you think you're nuts. But we're both listening to this thing, and it was slowly passing us, and it was going beep 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 beep, crick crick beep beep beep. I can't even. And we listened to it, and it just floated past, and we have no idea what it was. Mm-hmm. And that's truth. I swear by both of us most had a heart attack from it, and we don't know what it was.
I wonder sometimes if we're not experiencing the Nephilim technology, and they're still out there using it. That's a scary thought to think of something that intelligent is watching you in the woods. I mean, I ran across something today, and you all probably have heard about it. It's a native thing. I'm not going to try to say the name. It's about an owl. Have you all heard about the owl man that pukes his heart up at night and then transforms into this owl because of black magic that is placed on him by a shaman or a curse? And that person has been seen in trees and stuff with red eyes making hoot owl sounds and stuff like that. They've heard large wings flapping, landing on top of their house. Then I go back and I think about everybody I've interviewed and everybody I've spoke to, the elders and, some shamans I spoke to during the Girl Scout murders. And they talk about that a lot. They talk about if you hear a hoot owl in the woods, it may not be a hoot owl,
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me bleed that into one of our really tripped out moments. And it was when 2 owls came in on us. And I've heard that owls could be related to ET abductions. And this is the same place for the same exact camp spot where he basically went unconscious and I did that one night that we were out there. Wasn't the same night.
No, not the same night.
Okay.
Place.
But we were sitting there. We'd come back. We'd been out. We'd been gifting. We put apples and stuff out there. We walk about a mile from Kentucky into Tennessee to put our stuff out. This place that has all these tridents and burial mounds, and we found how many tarps?
9 abandoned
9 abandoned tarps that have little holes in them, And from a psychic, they said it was basically the military's dropping mutants off. And I'm thinking that might be true because Kentucky has got some weird things running in those woods. But anyway, we were sitting there and we heard whoo from one ridge and then whoo from another. And me and him was like, oh, cool. They got our gifts. And so we're excited. Whoo, whoo. And they were coming in. Whoo, whoo, one ridge to another. And me and him sitting. He's on my right. And we're just sitting there. And as they started getting closer, they started getting more sound like gorillas, monkeys,
orangutans, yelling sound.
But we were both in going into some kind of trance because I felt just mesmerized. You know, you've been waiting all your life to see this, right? You're waiting for the Bigfoot to walk up and say, hey, I'm a Bigfoot. How you doing, guys? You know, you're waiting for this moment when, you know, you sit down, you know, with the Bigfoot and smoke a cigarette. Hey, man, where you smoke a cigarette, man? We were in that moment, but then I realized, for me, I was like, no, shake it off. It was like it was a movie. I was like, no, I shook it off. I was like, no, I can't do this. There's something wrong. And so I got up and I said, I got to record it. We had no recording devices. So I went to the truck. And by the time I got to the truck, there were coyotes. Right. So they were coyotes, man. And I touched the door and they went silent. Matt, what happened to you? Because, I mean, you realized you're in trouble.
Yeah. See, I was following you. And once you touched that door handle, I was right behind the truck type of deal. That area of how far away I was.
I was on the passenger side.
And he was on the passenger side. So once I got to that point, once Dad touched the door handle, well, right before he touched the door handle, before they got quiet, I recognized I'm just going to jump in the bed of the truck, close it down, and have Dad drive us out of here if that thing runs up against us, because he'll have sight. He'll have better sight than I do. You know?
Yeah, he had already realized that he waited to like 2 seconds too late. He should have already been heading for the driver's seat.
Yeah, I should have already been on the other side.
He should have been in.
At that moment, I should have
been.
But
we were both in a trance. It's a trance, dude. It's a movie, like you feel like you're in a movie. You ever sit in a movie and kind of let yourself go and you're like enjoying the movie and you don't even know you're eating your neighbor's popcorn. You know, you're like, oh, I don't know what the heck's going on here. I'm watching. I was in a movie, and anyway, they came in and you know I got the recorder out. We didn't run or anything. We didn't jump in a truck, but we're kind of like, what was that? Whoa, I'm like, that was too rambunctious. I was like, I can't do that. What would come in being really rambunctious? So that really freaked us out. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if that was, we still don't know if it was Bigfoot related, Sasquatch related, ET related, Booger related. We don't know. We couldn't tell you. You know, who could tell you stuff like this? Unless you actually seen them, we never saw
that owl, man.
We never saw them. We heard it all. We heard them coming in. Was it 2 owls or 3?
It was 2.
2 of them came in. Left or right, coming in on us. And that's the thing is Native American, know that they always distract you on your right. By the way, this is my right hand, but the camera's backwards. Anyway, so if something's distracting you,
exactly.
What's my right?
My right or my left right?
That's your right side of your left side.
But if you notice something on your right, you better be watching your left. And in the old days, you carried your sword, not your sword, your shield.
Shield on your left.
On your left, because that's where you're attacked.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that because that's what most Native Americans would tell you, and most people would tell you. That's why you carry your shield on your left side. So always remember that if in your life, if you see something moving on the right, you better be looking for your left. Does that make sense? Because that's how things roll. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of times if something comes from the left, like you see an orb coming from the left, that might not necessarily be a bad orb because it's showing itself. It's appearing from the left. Mm-hmm. So I know, Mike, when you're out there investigating, you'll be like, okay, that's a distraction for something that's sneaking around.
That's already on the left side, distracting you from the right side. Something throws a rock, you hear something on the right side. You better be looking.
You better look to the left because more likely they've already got you looking to the right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's like I was watching this fox. This was on Facebook. I was watching this fox chase a cat, and they're going around this tree. And this cat, this fox, kept on trying to attack the cat on the left side or the right side of the tree. Kept on coming around. Wait, just no, left side. I was right saying the right. That was the left side. The coyote kept on trying to attack, and he goes around to the other side and tries to attack on the back onto the left side of the cat. And the cat was just staying there, keeping his eyes to the left. It didn't mess around, stayed stuck to the left.
Yeah, it knows.
And the cat already knew.
The cat knows.
Solid. The fox could have got the cat
on the
if
right
he got
side,
on the right
but
side.
he doesn't
but he
attack
did
from the
not
right.
attack from
No,
the
he
right
was
side at all.
Right? Ain't that strange?
I was like, thank God, what the heck am I watching?
Well, when I'm down there, whenever I hear the owls, I know that it's probably fixing to pick up. And I don't know if y'all was watching. The other night I had something really cool kind of happen. I think Randy was watching too. There was a hoot owl. I thought at first he started his, whoo, whoo. But then in the middle of one of his whoo, he kind of like gets choked or something. He's like, ooh, and then he just like changes and goes with it instead of like trying to correct it. Then it's just like a roar, like a growl, and I'm like, what in the world? Yeah,
you suck.
Time that's no owl, Mike.
I was like, what in the world?
But the cold coughing it out.
Well, the one thing on the owl that's what I listen for is they don't do that fall off. Ooh. They do a fall off. They don't do the fall off. If you hear an owl, they don't do that little fall off at the end. It's not an owl.
Yeah,
and that's the best way I know to identify the 300-pound owls compared to the 5-pound.
And you know that the Native Americans would use animal sounds to communicate: birds, owls, wolves, coyotes. I was outside one night, and while I was outside, my friend at the time, he said, Mike, look. And we had, the yard light was on. And we look up in this tree, and this snow white owl lands up in a tree.
Ooh.
Wow.
And this is during the middle of summer, like July. He pulls his pistol off his side, because pretty much everybody around here carries, and he shot it because he's Native American. He said that's bad luck. An owl lands in your yard by your house, So he shot it. We watched it fall out of the tree, fell behind the tree. This is a big pecan tree. You can hear it hit the ground, just thud. His whole yard is mowed. He mows everything.
Right.
We walked to the back of that tree. It was gone. That night, whenever we went back inside, we walked all over that yard too. We thought, it might have ran, but the yard was mowed. We would have saw it. So that night, we're sitting in the house, and it was going to snow that night. There was snow coming. The snow had just started snowing, and then right at the front door, something scratched on the front door, and whoo, whoo. And he jumped up out of his chair. Them old yellow rocking chairs that are cloth, He was sitting in one of those by the door. He jumped up. It's still rocking. He pulls the door open, and whenever he did, that owl flew off the front porch straight up, and we've never seen it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I think I don't know. Maybe people use them. And get inside of an owl, and they can fly around and see things. And you get your crows and your ravens. So
spirit will be inside them bodies.
There's
ancestors.
There's 7. I think it's 7 ravens that's in the London Towers. They're there. You can look it up. They're still there. They say if anything happens, those 7 ravens that London will, or England will fall, or London will fall. But it's true. I mean, there's something going on. I mean, the ravens and crows are very smart birds. I don't know what's up with that, but like I said, there is definitely something going on, supernatural, I guess you could say, about the
United States is illegal to own crows. You can't own one legally.
Yeah, not here. Yeah, not in Oklahoma.
Yeah, not in Oklahoma. In England, I guess you can. You know what I'm saying?
You know why? You know why that is, Randy?
Because they're highly intelligent.
people were actually training them to go steal jewelry and money and bring it back to them.
Mm.
Hmm.
And they can eavesdrop as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, they used to believe that you had to cut their tongue to where they could talk. You know, they thought you had to split their tongue, but they later found out you don't have to. They can talk without splitting their tongue.
Weird. Strange.
Whoa.
You don't.
But you know,
Don't go
and
way to
they can mimic
crow.
you.
Yeah.
You know, they call them the woods. What is it? The woods is tattletale.
Yeah. Yeah. The squirrel will be looking at you. We see you. We see you.
And then the crows over there going, rah, rah, rah. And you know, crows are so smart that they actually have a scout bird, that they have a scout before they ever go anywhere. They'll send a scout, and that scout will come in and fly around and land and make sure everything's safe before the rest of them, you know, fly in there. They also say that, you know, they're supposed to be so intelligent that once a crow sees your face, he will never forget you as long as he lives. And not only that, they can pass that information down to other crows that will remember your face. They said they will never forget you. That murderer crow will always remember you if you ever try to hurt him or anything.
Huh.
I have a question.
Whoa.
Mike, how do they share the image of our face with the other crows? Unless they're linked. Unless they're
I don't
linked
know.
telepathically.
Right, because I mean, you know, and that's, you know, and that's not folklore. That's actually scientifically has been proven that they will transfer images to each other and they will be able to remember it. So, you know, when you got science backing folklore, you know, kind of like what we've talked about before, if they say it doesn't exist, it more than likely does.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm. More common than we think it is.
Yeah, we don't have crows here. It's the weirdest thing.
Mm-hmm.
We did, you know, we burned tobacco and we blessed the land. And if anybody's has problems with crows or anything on their land, their food's not growing, their whatever. I strongly believe in burning tobacco because we blessed our land and we don't get the crows. We don't. My neighbors, I can hear them on my neighbors.
Yeah.
And everyone else we talk to, they're all like, we got crows. I'm like, really? I'm like, we never get them, buddy. We don't get them. I think it's very important to bless the land for some reason because we don't get the crows, do we?
No.
We don't get, we've been here 30 years. We don't get crows. Isn't that the strangest thing? But you can hear them way over on someone else's property. But you never, I mean, we have had them in the past before we burnt tobacco. Yeah. But burning tobacco really helped a lot as far as.
Yeah, crows used to pretty much been stagnant over here practically.
Yeah.
They never set land and stayed
we had
here.
a chicken hawk show up today. You know, we had one that
chicken hawks. That's totally not a raven or a crow.
Yeah.
Those are just totally different mean creatures to chickens.
Yeah.
You know, Tim Wrestler said that the crows will bring the other crows and show them to you. Is how they do it.
Oh, okay. Do them.
You know, I'm glad you all said chicken hawk because I said that one day too. And this guy was like, chicken hawk? What do you mean chicken? I'm like, chicken hawk, you know, chicken hawk, the one that said on the telephone. He's like, oh, that's not what they're really called. I said, well, that's what they were called since I was a kid.
That's what they are.
They eat chickens.
They eat chickens. They see a chicken, they'll kill it. Ravens, I haven't seen them try to kill a chicken. Crows, no. Yeah. A falcon would. I believe it was a falcon that killed our chicken. It was a smaller one that looked like a chicken hawk. So I guess it's a falcon.
You want to tell you another story?
I got bald eagles a half a mile from my house down here.
Yeah, we got them here. They're we try to be nice to them. We are nice to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're very nice to bald eagles.
Been a problem though.
My wife's dying of it. She's losing it.
She's catching up.
Hey, all raptures, not raptures, whatever you call birds that attack, all prey birds are federally protected now. Most people don't know this. The law was created not even a year ago, 2 years ago. I think it was under Biden's administration. But anyway, all birds, predator birds are protected by federal law. They're never worth. You'll have to. You know, we have We keep bottle rockets and firecrackers. You know, it's really, I mean, shooting a bottle rocket and a chicken hawk is a whole lot funner. Anyway, it is a hoot, guys. You should have bottle rockets.
Mm-hmm.
It is a hoot watching a chicken hawk try to outrun a bottle rocket.
Good entertainment.
So good entertainment there.
Mm-hmm.
So we try. We do a lot of that. Of course, we have loud stuff and loud boom things, and they don't even care about firecrackers. But when it comes to a bottle rocket on their butt, if you can put it in and aim it at it, and you get a tell on it. Oh, it's fun. We lock in on them.
Definitely with it's doing the little swirly thing it does.
Oh man,
yeah. Where it's coming at it, so they think it's a live action thing coming at them with fire.
They come to freak out.
It's a dragon.
Yeah, they like that.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was your next one you got on your paper?
All righty. I was thinking, you want to talk about the thunder, the horse thunder down at Coca Creek, or do you want to talk about the Bigfoot running up the creek? I mean, he's kind of got us tagged for scary stuff.
How about me?
You want me to talk about that? Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll tell you this is really weird. So, you sure you want to talk about this on the internet?
And the whole wide world.
Yeah.
You know,
The
some
whole
people.
wilderness.
She wants to get it over.
She wants to get
Okay.
this wilderness.
Okay.
All
right, come on in, Ma. Coming in. Ma's coming in, everybody. Ma's coming in. Put your hair. Put your rollers out. You got your rollers in?
I forgot my rollers. Dang it.
Put your rollers in, Ma. All right,
Well,
so
luckily I can't have my glasses.
luckily we got you in a little picture, so
That's
we don't
good.
look as bad when we got this
Well,
on.
now I got my glasses on too.
Yeah,
so that even helps
it looks
even better.
the blurrier the better. We feel.
Hello, everyone. I've been in chat
Yes, you said.
slowly.
Slowly.
But
Nice to meet you.
you
Yeah,
want to start it out?
yeah. I'm gonna
Okay.
let you have it here in a second.
Okay.
We've been out there. I think I took you up in the woods twice
Yeah,
up
this
there,
was probably about
Kentucky.
third time.
Now you know.
Most of the time it was just day
I don't,
trips.
me putting myself in trouble, putting myself in harm's way, going out there in the middle of the woods on a new moon, where it's going to be pitch dark after the crap we dealt with, to bring a woman out there, it's just not balanced. Right. It's just not balanced because that's
I'm not
scary.
balanced.
Yeah, that wasn't balanced. I mean, even though the night that we got the holy hell scared out of us, we were up the next weekend. The first night they shook the holy hell in my tent, I was up the next week.
I want to say one thing about that night. When those guys were white.
We were pale white for 2 or 3 days from that.
For a week, about 2 or 3 days.
Experience.
And they had some severe PTSD for a week.
Yeah.
It's like, I made a noise and they're like back in the woods again. I'm like, no, you're safe.
Yeah. I would be sitting outside and I hear a noise and I was right back in that tent that time that we was terrorized. But anyway, so what happened was we'd been out there, we gave her gifts out, and like I said, I don't really feel good about taking a woman out of the woods, but she'd come along and because I can't protect her. There's no way I could protect Matt. But if me and Matt goes out, we're two men, and we both get whacked or knocked off by something, we knew better.
Right.
Men are men, right? But when you take a woman out there, you're got to protect them. How can I? You can't. That's why I don't want. I'm not really keen on doing that. But anyway, so she had. We make homemade wine. We drink wine, homemade wine.
I didn't drink. We did not drink.
You didn't drink that?
No,
not yet.
No.
Well, I'm trying to blame it on something.
Yeah,
trying to help you out. Trying to give you some points. You're losing points quick now. People are going to find out this was you instead of the alcohol. You better off blaming it on the alcohol. Trying to help you out, but okay, well, we can't blame it on the alcohol. Let's just go forward with what happened here. So she was sitting by the fire, and
I think I need to take over because you're messing it all up.
Okay, go ahead.
Because we had just got back, after our trip. Yeah, it was a mile in, a mile out, so we were just tired, and as well as it's a little higher elevation. But got back, you guys just got your stuff, put it on the what is it called? The picnic table, and I was sitting behind you guys, just taking a breather. We hadn't even thought about dinner yet.
Okay.
And I just sat there and just, you get that comfortable feeling, when you're back at the campsite, you're like, oh, okay. So I was just, I was doing an exhale, but
That's not what happened.
Wasn't an exhale yawn.
She let out a howl.
How that was.
It came from her. She didn't even try it. It just came from her, just like. Right?
Yeah, I went.
And of course,
it just.
I was mad now.
Yeah, it's like
I was
as
mad
I
now.
was
I'm like, what are you
it,
doing? What are you doing?
I
I can't protect you out here. You can't do that. I was tripping.
You
were
think
tripping.
I was tripping.
She was tripping because she didn't call this. It came from her automatically.
It came through me.
Something showed her, or pulled it, had her pull it out. And of course, you almost did it again. Luckily, I said something. You took for you got something was happening, or you was trying to hold it.
When I did the howl, and then you two, unison, both Matt and Jim flipped around, and they like.
We're freaked out.
All I did was I did that, and I
covered
said,
your mouth like, what did I just do? And I'm like, we don't know what you just did. It's like a possession.
What are you doing? I can't protect you. I can't protect what's coming in.
I can't do anything.
I was like, I don't know, but I'll tell you that it was like a Bigfoot took over and showed me how they would howl, and it went from the deep down in your diaphragm, and it just pulled it all out. I stopped. I could have gone for another minute.
You got to understand, she's British, her family British. They're about as cold stone, boring as hell. They don't just go howling in the woods. They don't. They're British. They don't even laugh. I mean, they're like,
there's a little bit of Scottish involved, but at the time I did not have alcohol, so there's that.
But she's so boring, she's even crackers with salt not being too much for her. I mean, she's British. I don't know if you guys know the British. I'm sure you got plenty of British viewers who are laughing right now because they're like, yes, she likes her peas and she likes her carrots.
No,
and
I don't like my peas.
Okay, she's boring. But anyway, she's not like, she's not Cherokee blood. She's not crazy blood like Mike and me. She's not crazy. She's she's not wild. She's not got that wild American blood. She got that.
Yeah, but my mom is from Georgia.
Yeah.
So she has
that don't
something
count for
in
much.
there. I don't know what, but there's something.
Even the devil went down there.
That's right.
Vacation spot.
But it was like, the howl that I did. I will say that I swear I sounded more, or I sounded better than Bobo from who.
Yeah. It was very good.
It was. It echoed the area.
Yeah, it was very good. You could tell she's very loud.
And I don't want. He's tried to get me to say it and do it before. I can't. I really can't do it at all.
But you said also, she also said that she felt like if she did it again, it was a call for them to come. And she felt like she couldn't do it because that was don't know if it was going to be, I don't know what was going to happen, but she felt like if she did it, they would have come.
Right.
Because she's calling them.
Mm-hmm.
Because she felt they almost got her to do it to make that second vocal.
I kept my mouth.
She physically covered her mouth. So it's kind of like you said, it's kind of semi-possession. I mean, she was completely conscious, but she doesn't howl. We've been married almost 30 years and I've never got her to howl.
I can holler across.
Oh, she's loud.
The football field or something like that. It's like when you get in the game,
No, if we're at a football game and she's in one stadium, I'm on the other side just so I could listen to the game.
Even through the flags.
Yeah, I sit on the end zone, dude. Anywhere besides where she's screaming. This guy died. But anyway.
But my kids always heard me on the field.
Okay. Well, since I got her in the hot seat, we'll tell you a pretty freaking crazy thing. We happened down in Hot Springs, North Carolina.
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, I kind of forgot. But
we went down to there's Hot Springs, North Carolina. It's a really nice place. A lot of people go down there.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, and we've been going down there since the kids were little. We used to go camping all up through there, and used to be beautiful camping. And we went down there a few years ago, and it's gone dark. The whole forest up through there is gone dark. I'm talking dark, like dark. It's like, what is it? They stopped all the camping, and it's like spooky, and it was like dark, and there was no camping, and you felt that negative energy in this place. And I was like, that is so weird. So we found a spot and pulled in any dang way, and we set up camp, and it's just me and you, and we set up camp. And I did get an EVP because at that time I did have a microphone. I can't remember what it said at the time, like "get out" or something. But at the time I really wasn't much. But we were sitting up by the fire. But you were walking or coming towards the fire or something at that time when you started laughing.
Oh no! I was sitting down. You were at the a table.
Yeah.
And I was listening. You had given me the little recorder, so I had it on my shoulder, and I was just listening. But all of a sudden, I'm just, sitting by the fire. And yes, there was some adult beverage, taking place. And I just felt, this was in February.
You started laughing.
I started laughing.
Laughing.
And I had my hand.
Something grabbed her by the boob.
Yeah, something
got her by the boob.
It wasn't like me. A honk or anything like that. It was I don't know. It was just a nice little embrace.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and she was,
what the hell is this?
And so she's laughing. Something just grabbed me by the boob. I go up to the truck. I got Sage. I'm like, now we'll fix this. She's been assaulted by a ghost. So I'm like, that's not cool with me. That's weird. She's laughing because I'm like, really? This is funny. No, just joking about that. But I did go get some sage out of the truck. I had sage. Look, I carried sage, and I started putting some on the fire.
Yeah.
But
and as soon as he put the sage on the fire, it went away. And the only way I knew that something was on my boob was it was warm, because it was cold, and then all of a sudden it felt like
a warm hand.
Like my husband grabbing my boob. That was all it was. But
this is PG entertainment. This is not for entertainment at all. We have no entertainment here whatsoever. Do not look for entertainment. You're not going to find it. Not for entertainment at all.
The thing is when we drove into that area, it was so weird. From one year to the next.
Yeah,
it was like
it's gone dark. It's gone dark now.
Last February to that.
But that's not the end of it, though. So we go to bed. And we're sleeping in a camper. I forget what we had, but we're sleeping in things. She's in the right bed, and I'm in the left bed, and I've got a propane heater in there, like a little turn up job, right? I remember that, and it was cold, and I turned it up full throttle, and you were shivering. She was over there going, and she was shaking, and she's right beside me. And the first time I woke up and realized it, I thought, well, if she ain't dumb enough to get these blankets, because there was extra blankets. I was like, well, if she ain't dumb to get her blankets, I just thought, well, you're dumb.
Well, you even showed me before we knocked out. You said, okay, here's you turn it up, and here's the little extra blankets.
Okay, so but then later on, I woke up again. Because she was over there going, you can hear her literally going, zzz, and she was shaking. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I got to wake her up. Say, you need a blanket? And so as soon as I touched her or woke her, she went, what? Huh? Nothing, dude. She wasn't shaking. She wasn't cold. She's like, what? And I was like, are you cold? You're freezing. She's like, huh? What are you talking about? And I'm like, holy crap. You were just shivering in your teeth, and you were shaking cold. And she's like, huh? No, I'm fine. I'm like, what the crap was that about? So it goes on. So we, okay, fine. Here's your blanket. I don't even know. That was just weird. And so we fall asleep. And then somewhere later at night, we're in a camper. Now, you tell me if this is a dream or not. because I mean, when you dream something and you're there, I don't know if that's a dream. So I still don't know. But in the left, up above my camper, I saw a head, a white head coming in through the camper, and I kicked at it. And I didn't really kick at it because these are my dreams. Because I don't remember like the blankets. I did kick, but I was under my blankets. But I kicked at it. There was a white head, like ghost head, was coming in, and I kicked at it, and of course it woke me up, and it went away. And so that was what happened.
And he never made a noise. From what I remember,
that's what I'm saying. I kicked in the blankets.
There was no
you know how you jerk when you jerk in your sleep. But I had, I guess you could say, spiritually, I fought it though, because it came through a white head. It was just like a white ghost head come poking through the camper, coming towards me. And I woke up. My spirit woke up and said no, and I kicked at it like that, you know. And that was the same night when you were freezing. Yeah. And the thing decided to have some fun with you.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Get a so that's feel. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, another one.
Right. She's the only person I've ever known that's hung out with ghosts in that kind of way. But hey, whatever.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
But I was out with Sarah one night, and we were standing on a bridge at this place that was supposed to be haunted, and I heard something just slap, and she yelled and went backwards. Something slapped her on the arm standing on a bridge. I mean, slapped the hell out of her.
Wow.
Whoa. Right?
Yeah.
Give you a slight heart attack.
Oh, it slapped her hard too. I mean, it was a big, pow.
Oh, it slapped her.
Yeah, it slapped her right on the arm.
Ow. Wow. And like you said, that was something from spirit or something.
Yeah, that's the same night we saw that thing climb that tree.
Wow. Yeah, you had you reminded me of another one. Just get ready to write it down. Oh, dang it! I'm skipping it out. But yeah, I just had another one come off my cuff of just thinking about these kind of like ghost stories because we've had some strange stuff. What do you get? I went brain dead because
I had one where after Christmas, my sister got a picture of my great grandparents, a great grandparents picture, and I put it on my nightstand, and I had taken a nap, and all of a sudden I felt like something sat next to me.
Okay.
Kind of like, like a pat on the back, like, yeah, you're doing good. I'm like, oh, that felt good.
Yeah, you reminded me of the one I was going to say. Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but
you reminded me of one because that was the one I was thinking of. Me and Matt was down at Coca Creek and we've been camping, and I had my left window open that night, and something put its hand on me, on my leg while I was sleeping.
Damn.
And it was kind of like gentle, and I felt it. And then I come kind of like conscious and realize, I wonder who was standing outside the camper with their hand on my leg. And I'm thinking, hi, but no. And so I rolled over and it lifted its hand up. And I'm like, were you dreaming? Was that real? I don't know. I know the next night I told Matt, but I was trying not to spook him. I was like, dude, look, man, I want to tell you something, man, but I don't want you to be spooked. Something put its hand on me last night through the window, and I could feel its intentions wasn't like bad. It was like, it was very like a mom put her hand soft, right? Hi. And of course, Matt slammed his window and said, no, I ain't doing this crap. And I was like, Matt, dude, I don't want you to freak out, man. He's like, nah, He shut his window. He goes, no, I ain't doing it, man.
I ain't gonna do that. I ain't doing it. No, that was like something touched me while I'm sleeping. That ain't right with me. I mean,
but if I could put my hand on you, Mike, it'd be just like me just come up behind and put my hand on you. You feel,
right? Yeah,
the tension when they touch you, and I felt calm and good, and then as you start kind of waking up out of the dream, you're realizing, oh, I was like, kind of like how I rolled over so it would, and it did like take its hand off. So I know. You're like, well, what was that about? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
So-
the part of me like trying to wake up, recognizing something's touching me. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That whole part of trying to reconcile and trying to figure it out while waking up. When I go to sleep, I think I go to too far sleep. So when I wake back up,
Right.
jeez.
I mean,
freaking me out.
our bigger stories, we might have already told you, the horse thunder, that happened down at Coca Creek, where I'm in a tent, he's in a little camper, and you hear horse pounding hoofs. And you wake up and you're like, what is this? And so there's this herd, and it's coming.
It's approaching.
And it's coming. And it's coming. And I set up, and I know I set up on my cot, and I looked at my tent, because I lived in Turkey, and I boar hunt in Turkey, and I've almost climbed a tree because of boars.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so I'm very, when a herd is coming at you, you can die. Even a herd of cow, they'll kill you. You don't want to get ran over by a herd of cow. You won't make it. Herd of horses. I don't care. Something big that's herding. And I was sitting there, and I'm looking at my tent, and that was a moment. That was a time when I had to control my breathing, because I remember thinking, what's a herd doing out here? And these, we're down in kind of South Tennessee. We're in the woods. There's just some grassland. There's a creek. We've been painting gold for an entire week. This was the sixth night. It was like we were getting ready to leave the next day. Anyway, thunder of hoofs.
You feel it in the ground.
You can feel it in the ground. You feel it in the ground. And he was in the camper beside me, and he was looking out both left and right.
I got both windows to see clearly.
He's in a little. We have a little Harbor Freight aluminum camper that we enclosed, and it's got two little windows on the side, so it's a little teeny 4x6, whatever, small trailer. But anyways, I'm watching my tent, and I'm controlling my breathing, and it definitely scared me because I had to control my breathing, and I'm waiting to die because it's coming, and then it's like there, and then it's like in my head, and then it went past us. And of course, at that time it would be a good time for me to say, hey, Matt, but something happened at that exact moment that this herd went past us.
Mm-hmm.
The creek was up to my knees, so we're talking 2 foot maybe deep.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up the creek, we hear toosh, 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 coming up the creek, taking big strides. And
passing us fast.
Big strides, and I hear something, and I'm stuck because I'm stunned by this thunder of a herd of something that has just went over us for no reason. That makes no reason, an explanation of that. And this thing is coming up the creek, and it's making big strides, and I realized that thing is giant. And that was the first time I realized it was big. I've never seen a Bigfoot, but that was the first time I realized that either Bigfoots or giants out there. I don't know, but one of the two. Because I've heard them run up the creek and that thing come up and the pace, toosh, 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 toosh. And it passes. Because I probably wasn't 10, 15 foot away from that creek in my tent. I'm between paper and the tent. And it went right past us, toosh, 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 going up that creek. Now, the long version Matt could tell you, but I think it passed us a few times. There was some hounds involved. There was like 3 hound dogs that they'd been chasing throughout the week. These hounds have been chasing something or playing with something, and we hadn't paid them any attention because they never run them. Whatever they were running with that night, that sixth night, they run them by us.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, yeah. Whenever it was coming, I was going to try to talk about the part where the herd was coming.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said the whole story. That's good. Whenever the herd was coming, it took a full minute for it to reach upon us, to be on top of us. And then on the way of it leaving, it was a full minute. I counted every 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
He's crazy that way.
I was trying to keep how am I going to remember this? Well, I'm going to try to put it down on my hands and remember the number. So I counted the Mississippis all the way to 60 till it was really all the way down to where I can't count no more. and it was near 60, above average. And that's whenever I faintly heard it go away. I'm like, okay, now it's finally gone. But this herd, I was looking out both windows whenever it's upon us. It was loud as ever, looking out both windows. And it was like a waxing or gibbous moon. So I was able to see across the fields easily, or at least, good enough to see if there's anything like a herd coming by, I figure. But there was nothing. It had to jump a embankment and such. I'm like, what the heck is it? I mean, there was no room, let alone that, for a herd to fit in our area and then run through us, past us.
Well, it had, we heard it. One of the dogs, we call him Ralph.
Well, then that's when we talk about when the thing was running up the creek.
What do we call that dog?
The lead dog.
Earl.
Calling for Earl.
Earl was the loudest one, right? We called him Earl. You can see why now. You can hear Earl. I mean, it sounds exactly like him. And he was a loud one. There was two other dogs that were with him. Mm-hmm. And Earl, he ran up the creek. I gave you the short version. Matt gives you 5-second details, man. He's kind of OCD, like his mom got that British blood. Me, I'm just, I don't know what happened. But anyway, but
Cherokee.
But yeah, Earl, he went up the creek and we heard, he barked, but he went, and something kicked him or grabbed him and he went quiet. And so me and him when that first time that run by, that's when I asked Matt, did you hear that 2-foot? He's like, yeah, did you hear the herd? And I'm like, yeah, you heard the 2-foot. I wanted confirmation about what I just heard running up that creek more than I wanted on the herd. But anyway, that was the only time we talked. Then we went quiet again because all this activity was going on. But anyway, that dog, he kicked it and must have picked him up. This is what we're assuming because we did not go outside and stand by the creek side with a flashlight going, oh, what there is. We were patting down. I wasn't coming out of my tent. He wasn't coming out of that camper. This is not even with guns, I'm not going out there. Anyway, it picked him up. This is what we assume. Covered his mouth and took it because the reason was because he was up the creek barking and he went, oh, and then he went quiet. And then you heard him down there. And you're like, oh, that Bigfoot took him down the hill or something down the creek.
Yeah. Well,
you want to add to what? Well, yeah, I'm giving a short
I can't really add to it.
Go ahead and mess it up.
Yeah, it's everywhere, but I kept it on my numbers on my hand. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find this hand. I'm like looking for this hand on the screen. I'm sorry, but I use my digits.
Yeah.
So the thing passed us 7 times up and down the creek. So that's how I remember the order of how things happen. Because how many times it passed us. It passed us, and then it came back on down. And I think that first one jumped into the bank and stayed right there. And then there was 2 more that came up running, and that's when the dogs were starting to follow. And then those 2, they kept on running by, going.
Yeah, you can hear the dog splashing into the water, so it's real obvious between a 2-legged and a dog.
Well, the first, yeah, exactly right, because we were able to hear the dogs, we were able to hear the sloshing, and we could tell if there's like 1 or 2 Bigfoots that are running up there. Because you can hear it distinctively. Both of them will have a solid. They were instinct and in step, both of them. And then they got a little out of step. And they were in step again.
The Bigfoots were getting step.
They got in step with each other. That's the second time they passed us when they got in step passing us.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And that one that's still in the bank, and the dogs are chasing it up, going, Earl, Earl. So the main lead dog and the other 2 dogs are just sloshing, trying to catch up to that dog. I think I heard them jump into the field and try chasing them out that way eventually, but they were running fast. But then I heard on one of them coming back, and he ran on by. So that's while the dogs were still up there. And then the last one was on the last dog was the one that was on the bank on the way back. And that one that was that was still up on the bank, he came off the banks going to kick one of the last dogs on. And then, yeah, the other 2 dogs were in the creek running down the creek. And that one dog was running on the bank trying to get back into the creek or got a nose on something, you know. So that one kicked the dog, and that one ran down the creek with the dogs, and the dogs ran down with them. And then
did he take the dog?
This is the time when he takes the dog,
because
we hear him off in the distance, not that far, going downstream, and the lead dog goes quiet, pitch quiet, while the other two dogs are kicking it, barking, going crazy. And then we hear this one creature going up the creek, going right on past us. That's what it sounded like. Right on past us. And then we heard him just up to the cabin, not far from us, where he let the dog go. And that's when the dog went, looking for all of his other buddies.
Okay.
And then that's when they come. That's when the lead dog.
Okay, I got you.
And then they went and met up with each other, and I don't think we heard the dogs after that.
I mean, we went. There's a little Airbnb.
Bigfoot.
There's a little Airbnb cabin. It was, I don't know, 500 feet, 1,000 feet from us. And the next morning we went by, and they were like, "What went on last night?" They said we could. You know, they were like, "We came out here at 3 o'clock in the morning. Something was raising hell out here." And so they came out with guns, at 3 o'clock in the morning. And we met. We did look for tracks, nothing. And we did find this one ruffle in the bushes where you could see there was some stuff, because this place was middle of June and July, and the growth, you can't even get into the creek because of the amount of growth. But there was an area where you could see in the grass something had rustled around. So we did see something physical that had happened, but that was it, because the herd was impossible. There's no way. That was a ghost herd. We call it the ghost herd, because there's no way a herd actually ran. We were on like a peninsula with a creek. There's nothing. It would have had to went through us and the bushes, and they wasn't a stick break. They wasn't a huff, like animal making noises. It was just all pounding the ground.
Yeah, pound. No sniff, no snort.
We thought
grunt,
that was like Bigfoots or a bunch of Bigfoots or something. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 12 of them. If it was like a bunch of Bigfoots, it'll be like, no, not 12. Was that's the number I remember in my head. It might have been 12 then, but it was a good amount of, it's got to be like 4. No, I guess it was a lot. It was a lot of running. So I'll say at least a bunch of hoofs. So it will be like 8 or 4 buffaloes running past us, is what it sounded like. So towards Bigfoot with the extra 4 legs, that's 2 eggs from buffalo. But besides the point, still, we didn't hear nothing else after they ran past us and such.
Yeah. And so that was one of our early starting to, well, that was the first time I realized there was something. I call it a Bigfoot because of the running up and down. And we haven't been, we've been down to Coker Creek. We've, it's we go down campaign for gold and stuff. And we have great stuff where like they pick up the gifts and they do some weird stuff. We were sitting there with some friends where it was pouring down rain, and they didn't really believe in Bigfoots and stuff, but they see all these black shadows flying by in the woods, which we consider boogers, because boogers are really fast. They like to play a game where they tag you, without you seeing them. So you'll be like standing in something to tag you, and it'd just be a booger, and it'd be a fast Bigfoot, so fast you wouldn't even see but a black blur. And we're sitting there sitting there around the campsite, and I think 2 of them was like, "Did you guys hear that growl?" And it was right to the right of me, and Matt's laughing and going, "No, but we know what that is." But they would pick up the apples off a table we had set behind us. And there's no way they got in there. How did they do that? It's impossible. So they were there. I mean, they're magicians, man. Bigfoots are, if it's Bigfoot, it could be, who knows? Who actually knows? We call everything Bigfoot because I don't know, it's the most popular term that everybody describes this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who's really taking the apples? I really couldn't tell you, honestly. We can't tell you half of this stuff because we don't know.
They had to reach over a bunch of junk and a log pile.
There's no possible way.
On a hood that's balanced on a few little things, and one little thing that hits the hood, it will all fall down.
Man,
they took the apples, it took a few items, and it left a few other things in disoriented ways.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just that night. While he heard the growl, that dude, Billy, he heard the growl,
I gave you one on the your Oklahoma people like to talk about the face eater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the Googway, is that what they call it? The Gugway?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And I mean, I'm hoping we don't have none around here, but we've heard some stuff. This is like you said, who knows any of this stuff? Nobody for sure. So, this is our opinion. But we've heard some stuff like, for example, they call also the face eater, that they have to actually, since it's spooky and it's Halloween, this is entertainment purpose only, but they actually have to eat live blood. So like the face eaters, and also they have to, when they raise young, they have to raise them in I don't know if it's a living carcass. I guess not. I don't know if you can raise children in a living carcass, but they raise it in the carcass because the body needs to have blood on it. And,
so a living deer that got
they might take a deer and then raise the babies in it because they actually have to have blood on their body because it's a very cursed, what do you call it? Very cursed being. It's very cursed. That cursed. I mean, could you imagine being that cursed? I mean, that is a very, very cursed being.
Oh, right? Yeah. And have you all ever heard of a picture on the wall talking to somebody?
No, I used to have the Jesus in my grandma's house, and the eyes would follow me, and I always felt guilty. But
second question: do you want one? No. We had okay. So, person I know really close to me was really close. Wasn't feeling well and would later pass away. They had a photograph on the wall, and this photograph was nothing special. It was just a photograph of an Indian that he had bought at a flea market, right? So nothing special. This picture started having conversations with him at night. It started out slowly, and it would progress, and it would ask, like, how are you? And it started telling him, like, it even said, its name. I tell you its name if you want to know. A lot of people don't like to hear the names of things like that because they believe it carries power, but I'll tell y'all if you want to know. That's up to you guys. But it said its name, and it would ask how his kids were. And it wanted to know everything about his family. And what really brought it up to me was the point where y'all said it felt like something sit on the bed behind somebody you knew. That happened to him also. He would feel it sit on the bed. Well, later on, it started saying pretty vile things like hurt your children or unalive your children, and your children don't love you. Your children are, mocking you. Your children, just trying to cause mischief. It turned pretty evil.
Yeah.
I still have that picture. It's out in the shop. It's not in the house no more. But I do have that picture, and I've tried to decide, what I'm going to do with it. And I don't know, should I burn it or, sell it in a yard sale? Like, hey, 25 cents,
Get some money for it, I mean, someone might want it. There's a lot of people that are into paranormal stuff.
Christmas is coming,
I mean, if you're lonely tonight, you can get this picture and you'll have conversation. And not only are you getting the picture for 25 cents, you're getting a nice frame that goes with it and a free candle.
I like this.
Candles was, and as the candle melts, the snake mouths close. That's
Mike opens up some cans of worms sometime. Mike, let me tell you something about that doll. That Annabelle, the red doll.
Yeah,
that little thing. This is some stuff I know, and I'm really shocked. They had there's a curse on that doll. It's a redhead clown, which is also a curse on the redheads. But the thing is that soul was trapped in that doll. And guess what? This is what blows my mind now. and you don't believe me, look it up. The Catholics, they keep that soul spirit bound in that doll. They said that they do not want it to get out because they don't know what's going to do. And I know that's like, to me, that's reverse thinking to me. The spirits that are lost or confused need to go into the light. They need to,
forward.
You need to go forward. But anyway, I mean, you can look that up. I just still can't believe it. And, that they keep it bound on purpose. They won't let it out. So, what do you, that's crazy stuff.
Is that the skull? Or are you talking about the skull of the lady that was a nun?
No, I'm talking about the Raggedy Ann.
Okay. Have you heard the one about the other lady, the nun? Well, they have a nun that became pregnant. She wasn't with nobody. There was no ghost involved. Right. Well, maybe not. But she ended up getting pregnant. And whenever she died, they placed her head in a box, and they, done pretty much the same thing they done to Raggedy Ann. Yeah. Allegedly, her daughter lived in that priesthood, in that church or wherever she was at, and she had a lot of weird things that happened to her, a lot of weird things that she would do. She was demonically, possessed. And they still have the skull of her mom in a box in there that they have blessed, the glass around. I think they keep a thing of Saint Michael in there to hold her, the evil entity in there. Mm-hmm. But the night that Elvis Presley died, I was just a baby, and my mom was rocking me in the chair. I used to have tonsillitis a lot too when I was little. I fought it all the time, and she was rocking me in the chair, and she has this. And at the moment he died, this right here started playing.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a music box.
Right.
And it's got alcohol in it.
Okay. Yeah, I remember those. His head screws off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
and that night he started playing whenever he had passed away.
Okay. Wow. Ain't that something?
Wow.
So might have, like you said, something might have come in on that one. That's
amazing. So there's things, that I think that maybe not possess items, but they definitely are attached to them.
Yeah. You reminded me of something that we found out about a friend of ours.
About Ben Riviera, the Annabelle doll that was recently happened in July 25th or July 2025. He held that Annabelle doll, and then he died later that night in his hotel room from a cardiac arrest.
Right.
That's a reason from a cursed doll.
Right.
He didn't believe.
Wow.
And I remember watching a video of them bragging about it, that he didn't believe in that kind of stuff, and nothing was going to happen to him. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. That's cool. But you're right. They've got that bound in there, and that's something. Just blows my mind that they won't let that spirit pass. But I'm not a priest, and so I don't know the business of why you bound a soul to something. They bind the spirit to it. Anyway, I was going to tell you. We were joking about but earlier about the people that when they die, they embalm them, right? They take everything out and let's put it on the table, and for whatever reason, which I think is some kind of Egyptian stuff to me. That's just, me. But we know someone that was telling us about someone that had passed, and in the hospital, they were like, could jump right back into another body, but they were like, I don't want to do that. I just got through. I just died. And so he didn't do that. And he kind of went basically to heaven, I guess, and kind of hung out or whatever. But what was weird was when he decided to go see his mom, he kept finding himself back in the hospital, and he couldn't find his mom. And come to find out, I guess his heart, I don't know if he was a donor or not. I hope he was, but he was He was what they call where they burn them, put them in cremated. So he was cremated. But anyway, what happened was I think his heart was on ice because it's real cold and he couldn't find his heart. Because you follow the energy through your.
Found his heart.
He never did find his heart.
It was somewhere.
Yeah, because you follow, in the spirit world, you follow your energy through your heart, and so you can kind of like go see your grandma and go hang out with your cousins, see everything. But what he did was, since his mom had his ashes through his body, he had to feel through his body
skeleton
to find the skeleton,
his bone.
He had bones.
To feel through his bone to find
her,
his body, to find where she's at.
Right, and I've noticed that everybody is doing the thing now where they where they cremate them, right? And I'm like, where's all these bodies going to these graveyards? I don't see a lot of graveyards. I don't see people getting put underground anymore. Number one, how do you know? I'm not a donor, but how do you know someone, if you're not a donor, the guy that's getting ready to throw you in the fire pit doesn't grab a few parts? I mean, a heart is worth $25,000. If you can get one in a cooler right now, walking down Chicago, you can get $25,000 for a heart. About that for a second, And then if you think about the price of beef, that's another story. This is a true story that came out of New York. I forget her name, but and you can look this all up. She had went into like a restaurant and disappeared, and they got videotapes, but they can't find out when did she get out, how did she leave, and they could never find her leaving on no video cameras. She disappeared. Anyway, a truck down in Texas got pulled over. It was a meat delivery truck going to McDonald's. This is going, but this is not. I'm not conspiracying this. You can look this up. They pulled over a truck because his tail light was out. And she was found in that truck, still alive. I guess keep it fresh. But anyway, I think McDonald's is keeping it fresh now. But anyway, I love it. But this is a true story. I'm not trying to tell anybody conspiracies. You can look us up. But anyway, that is a big what thing. And that driver's like, dude, I had no idea she was in the truck. And then I thought about the price of beef. It's what, I don't know. Say price of beef is $5 a pound. On average, I don't even know. I'm 200 pounds. 2 at 5. I'm worth. What am I? 200? Am I $200 worth of meat or 2,000? I'm worth a lot of money. Humans are worth a lot of money. I'm just.
You're pretty big.
I am pretty big.
you might take a few extra chops to get you in the pot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Mike's his mystery stories. He needs to look into that one, dude. Because I mean, the thing is another thing is on this one was that. It was going to a meat company. So these meat companies, it wasn't the meat company sells the meat to everybody. So who do you blame it on? If someone, all these illegal immigrants disappearing, people been disappearing forever. But I mean, if you
is it the retailer's fault or the wholesaler's fault?
Exactly what I'm saying, right? I mean, at the price of beef. I mean, where did we get beef? It's kind of like what?
McDonald's got 3 times selling it, probably because of their dealer had.
But like I said, I don't want to get slandered and say anything. But I'm telling facts though about this one case.
I always call them McDonald's because I'm saying McDonald's.
Yeah, his name was Mac.
His name was Big Mac.
That's what we're talking about, McDonald's. But
that was a match. It was.
I know. Last time we had, we were talking about that green chicken. I'm not going to. I'm going to save you and everybody.
Chicken no more.
And then you got the, Mommy, why does my Happy Meal have a heart tattoo on the burger? Do they love us? It even says Mom.
Anybody that came here for entertainment, this is not entertainment. There's no entertainment here. It's not even funny. We're not even trying.
But it would be a sick way if they really wanted to get us into some of their dark ritualistic things would be to feed you people, because I was reading an article and did you know that this is a rumor, I do not know it to be true. This is satire. I absolutely have no idea what I'm talking about. Entertainment purposes only. It's just a story made up. They say that there has been some funeral homes that whenever you go and have your funeral and everything, they bury the person, everybody leaves, and then they go out and they pull the person out of that casket and then reuse that hole and everything. And what they do is they do it on a basis as to where they start way back to where there's nobody alive that remembers, and they just keep working their way back, making a cycle. And that's why you're not seeing the graveyards expand real fast, because they're just reusing the holes, and then they're taking us and doing whatever they're doing with our bodies. And they're even got a thing now to where if you want to be a tree, you can be a tree. They'll wrap you up, stick a seed in you, stick you in a bag, and bury you, and you become a tree. Have you seen that?
They might be selling you the dirt and kept the body.
Yeah. Go look that up. That whenever you pass away now, they have a thing now to where you can actually become a tree. If you want to be a tree, they will wrap you in a fetal position and put you in like a Mylar bag with a bunch of other like dirt and stuff, and then the seed of the tree or whatever. Then they just go plant you along the road or wherever, and then you turn into a tree.
That's kind of
that's actually not. That's intriguing, actually.
That's probably they just bury them.
Is that why that? Is that why that? Is that why that tree down there is knocking at me and I don't see nobody? I don't know.
That's Earl.
That's right, Earl. Get him out.
With my dad, they cremated him, and so they called me and they said, "Okay." And see, I'm not used to I run away from. I hear someone dying, I'm going the other direction. I'm like, man, I don't know nothing to do with that stuff. It's just weird. And so when my dad died, they were like, "Oh, you gotta come out here and pick up this little box," And I was like, "Okay." And I've never dealt with any of that stuff. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have. I don't know anything about carrying around a box with a dude in it. It's so weird. So we went in the hospital. We walked in the funeral home, and a bunch of people sitting around, and me being a big mouth and being a bonehead, I said, "What happened? Someone die?" And then I realized, dude, this is not a joking place, So people looked at me kind of evil, and I realized, dude, you just put your foot right in it there. And I remember me and Matt, we walked back in this. We were walking around. We're like, "Where's the front office?" We came in the back door. Don't ever go in the back door of a funeral home. You get lost. And so we're walking around, and there's this casket laying over there, and I'm like, "There's a dead person." Me and him walk over, and there's no one in the room. I'm like, "Do you just let dead people laying around with nobody watching them?" I guess, and Matt's like, "I don't think he's going to get up and leave anytime." But, and so, so I know I'm an idiot when it comes to dead people in funeral homes. It's just not something I understand anything about. But anyway, so I took my dad, and I don't know what to do with him. I'm like, "What am I going to do with this box that he's in a bag? He's in a box." And so I'm like, well, we get in the car and we drive over to my I got a little family grave over there, and we go over there and we leave Dad in the car, and we're standing around the grave, and I'm like, there's a rabbit hole right there between my grandma and my grandfather, right? My grandma and my grandpa is a rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, "Matt, go over there and get Dad." And so he comes back with a bag, big bag. And I'm like, "Pour it down that hole." Matt did it. He's my young son, right? He's, I'm dumb enough to do it, but he was dumber. So he did it. So I'm like, "Pour it down." Well, I don't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. So we poured it down, and of course, we're like, man, dust flying everywhere, And it was flying around. But my dad was actually buried in a rabbit hole, and we poured him in it because I don't know what to do with stuff like that. But it was kind of weird.
Well, I've heard weird stories about what you're saying, too, about people, being organ donors, that if you're in a car wreck, they may not work as hard to save your life as they will be to harvest you, right?
Yeah, right. That's another thing, if you're more valuable dead than you are alive. And that's another thing. It's melanated people are the gold mine, because see, like they like in the laboratories they use white mice, because white mice are not as immune or as strong as immunity as colored mice.
Not much melanin in their skin.
Yeah. Now melanated people, if you look at them, I might have a white hand, but you look, this is black. That's because they have an extra layer of skin. Now it depends on how thick that skin is, how dark that person is, melanated. But black people or almost say melanated people, because technically black people is really saying, you're talking Mexicans and French, all these people. There's no way you can. Black is just a horrible word for melanated people because there's so many different shades of skin. But anyway, melanated people are very, very valuable. Their parts are a lot more valuable, and I know there's a lot more melanated missing people. And
is that where they come up with French fries?
Who?
Hey, French fries. French people made it up, right? Hey, they're cannibals. Yeah. No.
But yeah, I didn't know that. But that's a lot of truth to
his baloney really does have a first name.
It really does have a first name.
Isn't it John Doe?
Oh Lord! You're making me think, man. Quit like I ain't no more. Has a first name, and I don't know what it is. Yep. My God!
My uncle was a mortician, and he, told me a lot of stories that was really disturbing. I didn't know as a child that they removed stuff out of you, put it in a bag, and stick it back in your stomach whenever you're embalmed.
Yeah.
They say that they take everything, pretty much scramble it up, put it in a bag, put it inside your stomach cavity, sew it up. Yeah. And that's to help preserve you.
Yeah. They take all the blood too.
They got some weird stuff. They got hooks they stick up your nose and they glue your eyes shut, and I was like, oh my God, why?
I mean, we got a dead chicken in a 5-gallon bucket sitting up in the garage. And tomorrow, right? The one that we had one that took today. One that didn't make
green chicken.
And we're not planning on doing an autopsy on him, and we're not planning on removing his parts, and we're not planning on doing all that because I mean, this is you're talking like the Egyptian magic, the souls and moving parts and stuff. I think that stuff is still pretty well.
If you guys start sewing other animal parts to other animals, there might be an issue.
I got a human heart for you. This looks awfully small. Sure, it's not a chicken heart. No, it's human.
You sure got a pretty face. I'd like to wear it.
You got to laugh and keep them crying because I don't. There's other stuff fits the pieces.
Well, I know that whenever I die, that I'm not there, physically, but it still bothers me for some reason to know they're going to do that to my body. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's still, the thought. It's like, why? I think in Oklahoma, if you don't want to be embalmed, you don't have to be, but you have to be buried within so many hours. There's not a lot of planning.
Yeah.
So, you don't want to walk in and grandpa's ear fall off.
Hey, let's say hi to Henry coming. Hey, Henry, good to see you, buddy. Henry just showed up.
Hey, Henry, good to see you.
Yeah, that's another thing is the talking about being them removing everything and doing all that kind of stuff. And like I was telling you with our buddy that couldn't find his way home because his heart, he never even found his heart. So they could steal parts. And I think it's something to do with the Egyptians. They know how to do that stuff. They did that. Who was doing that? The Egyptians were doing that. So, I mean, to me, I'm like, you guys ain't got me no good excuse for this. And I'm planning on going fishing one day when I get old and, going to try to swim, try to hold that center block to the, I'm gonna try to deliver a center block to the bottom of the lake, see if I can hold it down there, see how long it stays down there. I don't want none of that mess, man. I'm gonna find a way out of this place.
Yeah,
besides, I don't want to go to the hospital. That's the thing is the hospitals, they have everybody come in, and that's where everybody's born, and that's where everybody's dies. So there's got things where people are just jumping back into a body and never taking any time to go, what just happened in that life? If you do come back, I don't know.
It's kind of like you walk in the front door and you go out the back.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah,
and you get mind swiped at the same time and doing the process. So you go straight through.
And you don't even get a chance to reflect on your life.
Yeah, that white light that everybody goes to, what I was saying was a collective, not like collect. It's a soul collection of everything. So you can balance your spirit off of physical back to reality of spirit, of everything being all known as everything is known, right? So that's where
that's what I tell everybody.
So if you don't go there, you don't get that balancing with your spirit and your physical to release the physical. Say, okay, I am done with the physical, but being in the hospital, you might not get that balancing. And you just jump straight into it.
I mean, militaries were the history of military. The history of hospitals are military operations.
Yes,
and you know me, I'm not big on doctors. I'm not big on all that stuff. I'm kind of slipping more and more deeper into the woods, further and further away from all this crazy stuff. I know I'm not the only one. A lot of people are like trying to get away from the crazy stuff. A lot of this stuff ain't making no sense to none of us. And we're like, I mean, we want out of this stuff. I don't want to play you. I don't want to play you guys this game no more.
We've been away from the doctors for 10 years. So I say if we could be away from doctors for 10 years, I'm pretty sure you don't need a doctor, guys. For anybody and everybody out there, of course, understandably, if you have to go to the doctor for some reason.
Amanda's dying, she said. Well, I told you last time in Kentucky.
You better be careful, though. They'll get your heart, Amanda.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, you better make sure you get the highest price. Go ahead and get yourself on eBay.
I always tell everybody
Canada's like helping people.
I take my last breath. When I take my last breath, I'm going to open my eyes and I'm going to see the Lord and I'm going to walk into glory with him and I'm going to leave all this evil behind me. You know, I'm going to get me a glorified body and I'm going to go hunt my dad down, my grandma down, and, you know, all my family. And they're probably going to say, well, Mike, you didn't do too bad the way they parted you out, you know?
Yeah. I do not want to be looking outside of a Big Mac box when they open it up.
I don't want to be somebody's chicken McNugget.
I don't want to be with my finger, chicken finger.
You know what? The Big Mac fingers. I wouldn't hop on any alien vessels that land and say, "Hey, come and let us show you where we live." That might be a good way to end up as a food for something, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you seen the old commercial of McDonald's, right? The old commercial where the clown is sitting there and he's got the Happy Meal and he pulls out the burger and the fries and he pulls the drink out and this kid's like really happy and pulls out the apple pie and, you know, the toy that's inside. And then he reaches down and he pulls his cousin out and he's like, how'd my cousin get in there?
That old commercial?
Yeah. Are they telling us something?
Yeah.
Was that the little purple man? The cousin?
No, that was like a little grunch.
It was like actually a little kid, and it's like they pull him out of the bag, and he's like, "How'd my cousin get in there?" And then the clown's like, you know, you know,
yeah, just go.
He got big red lips, right?
Yeah, and back then, he was really scary looking. He don't look nothing like the new one. I mean, he actually looks like that movie out of a Rod Zombie, or that clown out of a Rod Zombie movie clown. Want a burger? Everybody loves clowns. But what you gonna do with that chicken? That green chicken?
I haven't had a McDonald's in years.
Right. Randy's trying to block me out. He's like, no, I'm not going there. But it does make you wonder things. I mean, I never thought of things like that. I mean, Yeah, I got some French fries one time from a place and had a bloody Band-Aid in the bottom of them once I ate all the French fries. That really bothered me.
Yeah,
I'd
that
be
was.
real
You know, and I had a friend that ordered a drink from the same place. It rhymes with scronic. And he drank all of his drink and went to eat the ice because he always liked to eat the ice. And he found a half-sucked piece of gummy bear in the bottom of it. Somebody spit in it.
Oh, Lordy.
So, I mean, what are we really getting when we go out to eat? You know, is that hard thing in your food? Is that really a bone or a gristle, or is it a tooth? You know, I mean, you can really start bothering you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody that got a drink at Sonic years ago and had a used female product in the bottom of it.
I'd own them. I'd own them.
Yeah.
No.
But I would probably, I would probably have to go in and visit the cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what happened on that deal.
We're coming to harvest you early, buddy. Now just put these handcuffs on. We're going to put this hood on you. We're going to take a little ride.
We're going to take you for a trip out the country and leave you to see Purple Beaches.
And nobody never knew that it was actually the Iceman that was doing it. He had the perfect vehicle.
Nice, man.
Well,
right?
that's another one is the ice cream man. There is these videos out there on YouTube and TikTok talking about the ice cream man, and they have done some weird videos where the ice cream man's like, free ice cream, yeah, just come on in the back. And I'm not saying they're out doing stuff like that, but they'd be like, you know, there was one girl that was talking about the ice cream guy was trying to get her to come in the back door. It's free, come on in. Ice cream free, come on in. And I don't know what it was a weird, it was like 3:00 in the morning. This ice cream truck in Chicago or something was like, you know, and I mean, there you go. You got refrigeration, you got opportunity, you know, and it's just weird because I mean, that was like I said, TikTok's they're going to shut TikTok down because everybody's telling too much stuff, you know. So, people are finding out a lot of this stuff.
Meals on Wheels.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd like to order a hamburger. Okay, we're going to be there in about 30 minutes. We got to stop by and pick up the meat. Yeah.
We're going to get out of the neighboring towns.
I like last time.
Made fresh daily.
You remind me of last time we talked to you. Made daily. Yeah, it's fresh, all right. You can't get much fresher than this.
That's the best. Oh, Lord.
I remember last time you were telling us about the grandma dumping that gravy on that chicken.
Yeah,
that rooster.
That rooster.
And the other roosters all the other chickens went after it. And then you were talking about everything chicken and everything tastes good with gravy. We were watching that today. We were just laughing our butts off that story. We watched that today, just like that's funny stories.
Have y'all watched the movie called? I think it's The Visit. Have y'all watched that?
The Visit.
Yeah. You need to watch that. Y'all need to watch that for Halloween month. It's called The Visit. I think it's called The Visit. This grandma's like crazy, and she got this little girl, and she's like, "Come here and clean the oven, sweetie." And the little girl's like in there, like cleaning the oven, and she goes, "No, you got to crawl all the way in there." You know. And then
a woman did that with her two babies. Her husband came home from work to find them. It's on social media. It's horrific.
Another movie, Randy can watch this tonight too. It's on YouTube right now. It's free. Y'all can go watch it tonight. It's called Ghost Town, and it shows a picture of like a cowboy, like a shadow of a cowboy. Y'all need to watch that. That is a really freaky movie, man. I watched it the other night. It's called Ghost Town, and let's just say that it's got a big twist at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, the ending of it's twisted. I mean, it is twisted bad. I mean, at the end, you're like, "Oh wow, really?" You know. Kind of like what was that guy? What was his name on? Not Hannibal Lecter. What was the other guy's name? Buffalo Bill. Thanks for the coat. Fits like a glove.
Oh, that was that was the old. Remember the old movie back in the days where they were Hotel Hell.
Oh,
Where they had those people, they had them down in the ground, and they were
Cabbage.
putting funnels in there and pouring food down their throat. They had them all planted, that they took up.
I seen that when I was little.
Yeah, right. Back when we were little, the sign outside was flashing Hotel Hello, but it would flash Hotel Hell. And, that was something, man. Then they would hook up a tractor and go out there and harvest them like heads of cabbage and pull them all out and make the best sausage there ever was.
I had forgot all about that. I never knew the name of that movie. I remember Dad was watching it one night, and I remember I seen all these heads, and they couldn't yell because they cut their vocal cords out or something. And the guy got on the lawnmower, and he was like, yeah.
They would pour food down.
Randy, you're not going to be sleeping tonight now after that image. I don't think Randy's seen it.
Seeing children being lied by alligators right in front of me when I was 7, 8 years old. Two kids got to fight, and the girl pushed the kid in, and before anybody could get him out, a gator came up and grabbed him and ate him right there. You could hear the kids screaming, but there was nothing we could do.
Yeah, that would be a lot of shock for a kid to see something like that.
Yeah, that takes some time to get over. But there's so many stories I could tell you. My uncle was a mortician. He said, them bodies would set up in there, like set up on the tables.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would scare the hell out of you.
Oh, he said they would set up, their arms and legs would move, they would moan, like they might be laying in there, he said, and want to be like, oh,
There's video right now surfacing on social media about a zombie, a guy that's dead, he's up walking around. Have any of y'all seen that? He's bumping into walls and kicking tables and stuff. And that's a video on video.
Yeah,
right
I've seen
now.
that. And they said he has no organs.
Yeah, they cut them all out.
And he was up walking around.
Yeah, he's walking around supposedly. That video's on social media. Whether it's real or not, I don't know. I can't authenticate it, but it's creepier than crap looking at it. I mean, the guy doesn't look like well. The guy doesn't look well that's walking around.
And Amanda would have to be kind of careful too, because she's a little person. So, I mean, they could probably get her on, a pretty small box and ship her pretty cheap. They'd probably get the going rate for her.
We're gonna send you priority mail.
And she's got blonde hair. I think in that October Halloween month, wasn't it always the blonde haired, blue eyed girls that they always looked for? The cults and everything.
I saw a video of a lady who found a semi truck. She looked in the back of it, and it was filled with unalived children.
Yeah, you remember that one? That was recent. Yeah, I remember that.
Popped up, and as a warning, if you like that, you can keep it yourself.
Yeah, they unalived her after that. Mm-hmm. After she found it, reported it, they unalived. She ended up being unalived in a few weeks after that.
Good grief.
And like you said, because they found a truckload of bodies. And
Sharon said,
harvested or buried? I don't know.
Yeah.
Sharon what is happening?
TikTok. Look, I don't watch TikTok. I can't figure it out. Too complicated. There's no thought involved.
I'm gonna blame it on Amanda. I'm just gonna say Amanda told me all this information tonight, guys. So go fact check her.
Mm-hmm. Have to get it so she can have a voice for herself.
No, that's a bad idea, Randy. You don't ever let them defend themselves.
I would get you in your place, Mike. Something else to worry about. Whether she's pissed off at.
Yeah, I'll have to be careful. You don't want to scorn. You don't want a scorned woman. That's worse than a dog man and a werewolf.
You know it.
You know where you live, then you're in real trouble. Because you have to think sometime, as my wife keeps reminding me.
Randy, there's one thing that I believe 100%. If Jesus warns us of a scorned woman, I'm scared of a scorned woman. So,
Hey, if you don't heed that warning, you could end up seriously unalived real quick.
yeah.
You know that remind me. You know that you were just saying. You remind me. You know, women. They had to have what came first? It had to be a woman, because us men, we have nipples, but we have no milk. Someone said that the other day, and I was like, "That's interesting. I never thought about that." So anyway, I just think, I think the Bible says they created Adam and then made Eve, but I'm like, it's kind of weird, but I don't know what's right. But to me, I'm like, why do we got nipples and we don't have no milk? I mean, this is weird stuff.
And there's civilizations before Adam and Eve, supposedly. So who's the civilization prior? All women that never had a male, and Adam was the first male. Supposedly.
That's why the men went extinct.
Yeah, they went extinct. Yeah, they went to McDonald's.
The women found out we tasted like pork. Yeah. and we're a lot bigger than a pig. Guys, I've had John here. Do what?
I was just going to say about three-eyed Atlas that flew by Mars right as NASA is filming it, because of the government shuts down, and NASA shut down, and so did the rover feeds that they were showing live. As Atlas was flying by Mars, they shut down. It's amazing how the government shutdown happened right at that timing. Now, how do you time an event like that? When it's flying by Mars rovers and over video, the damn government shuts down, and then that just seems too much of a coincidence to me.
Yeah, it's a need to know basis, and we don't need to know. I think it's the way they look at it.
There's a big club, and we're not in it.
That's it.
Exactly.
I don't want to be in it.
I don't want to be in it.
I don't want to join either. I want to keep my heart, and as long as I can.
Yeah.
Guys, I've had John here 2.5 hours. I know you all crashed pretty early too. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming on, and I want to work y'all and try to get you on sometime when you're free on my outdoor channel. And let's talk about some squirrel hunting and some furs and stuff like that. I want to learn a lot of that from you guys and see what y'all, because I've never really caped anything and stuff like that. So I think we could have pretty cool show.
Yeah. When we get with you, we talk about everything, and we love talking to you. You're I don't know why. Well, because we talk about anything, and we enjoy that, because we're not really organized, and we don't have. I didn't even come up with no agenda. I wrote this sitting on the toilet. That shows I'm sporty. I was sitting on it. I was like, give me a pen. I want to make sure I at least have some topics. Here's some topics. Because with you, we can just talk about stuff forever, and we definitely enjoy just hanging out with you. Like I said, when you kind of like, I'm watching you live, and you're like, oh, in Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot's coming on this week. And Tia looked at me and go, oh, you got a meeting with him? I was like, I didn't know about it, but he said so, dude.
do now.
Yes, I do now. So I sent Mike an email. Hey, we got a meeting. And you're like, yeah, oh, sorry, I forgot to send you this. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. We'll be there.
I'll surprise you on the outdoor one. I'll actually let y'all know you're coming.
It's fine. Let's throw in there. We're going to go over how to ballerina. Tennessee Kentucky Bigfoot's going to teach us how to be a ballerina. Just throw that one in there, and then let us know where we need to be there to explain that one.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll explain it.
We'll wing it.
And next week, guys, we will give you the recipe to Amanda's shake.
We're in.
All the way.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for inviting us, Mike, and thanks everybody.
Guys,
a lot of people really hung in there a long time. Appreciate everybody.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming. And we'll get you on the other channel, guys. And God bless you guys. You have a great night, and I'll be in touch with you.
Thanks, you, Randy. Appreciate you. kicking in here with us, buddy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll listen for your company, guys, and your stories. They're
We appreciate it. We watch you guys, but it's usually like I'm going to bed about 8 or 9 o'clock, and so that's why I catch some of it. Sometimes I get lucky and I catch you live a little bit, and I get to come in and play around. So, but we try to catch as much as we can, just because we definitely love you got a lot of great people. So we just kind of like, I just love hanging out with everybody. So thank you, and thank everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys. It's always a pleasure, man.
All right. Oh, the one thing I got one thing before I head off. Your pumpkins this year, guy. There's a lot of people in the South. The South is building, and there's so much going on as far as humans moving in. So there's a large population of animals that are moving and having a hard time through Alabama, Louisiana, Texas. So please, this Halloween, take your pumpkins. After you get through with them, you're not going to eat them. Please put them out in the woods. Help out the squirrels and the rabbits, because there's a lot of relocating. Because the humans are doing a lot of relocating. There's a lot of deer and a lot of animals, including Bigfoots, that need. So please take care of the forest and the forest friends, because I mean that's a request that is very important that we don't. Because there's a lot of animals having a hard time. They're going to, this is a rough year, at least this year. But at least put your pumpkins out in the woods, please. That's all. That's the last thing I wanted to say.
All right, we will. I will do that too, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate
that. All
right.
Good night, guys.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, y'all.
Awesome show, Randy. I love talking to those guys. We totally take it down the rabbit hole, around the rabbit hole, and everywhere else, right?
We could go down so many different rabbit holes, different topics that they talk about.
And poor Amanda, she got attacked pretty hard tonight. I almost feel sorry for her. Almost.
Where'd she get it? I think she understands you're just picking on her.
Oh, yeah, she knows.
Did you ever ask her to come on video for your show?
Yeah, we're going to have to get her on. She actually is, I'm probably lucky she's not on right now, because she is very capable of defending herself.
Oh, of course she is. Dude, I know you're going to have a little bit of fun, but don't get carried away. I mean, don't run her off if you go to have a. You know what I'm saying? Don't pull a practical joke on her when you're out there on the beach.
Oh, no. No, I wouldn't want to get her. I wouldn't want to get her 8.
Out in the field, that's not a place for that kind of shit. And
I know you'll get 8.
You're depending on them, and they're depending on you. So you don't need distrust. And from
Absolutely.
a person who do shit like that, being left out in the middle of fucking nowhere. I was with a group of people. We were doing Rosemary's Bridge, and they left me on the fucking bridge. I mean, holy fuck, dude. Some people, some friends I was hanging with, we were on Rosemary's Bridge, and they all jumped in the car and left me on the bridge. And the shit that I saw, dude, that shit. And there's a Rosemary's Bridge in Rush Springs. And there's supposedly a lady had a car wreck. There's a baby in the car, and the baby was never found. If you go out there and say, "Rosemary, I have your baby," there was I could see something walking towards me, dude. And I just started chasing after him down the fucking road. I wasn't standing on the bridge. Whatever it was real. I could see it was a woman, but I could see through her.
I wouldn't want to be left there either. No way.
She's like, "Here, where's my baby?" And after that, I just took off running after him. I'm like, fuck.
Hey, Henry wants to know if you'll throw up the Wide Open Adventures link.
Sorry for my language, guys. Forgive me for cursing.
A lot of people, I don't think, we need to talk more about Wide Open Adventures more, I guess. A lot of people don't know about it so much.
The right one? Yes. Well,
all right, Randy.
When you have more guests out there, you'll get more people over there.
Oh, yeah, we will. Especially this winter. We got a lot of things planned. You want to start walking us out of here, man? My phone is flashing.
God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us tonight and supporting the Other One Investigation channel. Thank you, subscribers, members, and to everyone who joined us tonight. God bless each and every one of your families, and have a beautiful night.
Absolutely, guys. We appreciate y'all coming in here supporting us, Boots on the Ground and everything. Our next Boots on the Ground, I think, is going to be this Friday. It will be on the abnormal, not the AI, so it'll be an abnormal investigations. We're going to try to do Monday's AI Seeking the Truth. Thank you for the support that came out last Monday. We done really good, guys. Over 3.4 thousand views on our little bitty channel. It's not even monetized. So thank you all so very much for that support. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for watching. I want to let Jessie, I think she was posting something about she's going live tonight. So go over and check her out. I don't know if she's going Boots on the Ground or what she's doing, but she's going live after us. So go check her out. Until next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. We'll see you on the next one. God bless. Good night.
You want